hitter again. Christian Guzman is scheduled to come off the DL then. And we're underway, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Hernandez just 3 hits in his last 19 at bats, and Manny Acta, the manager, is trying to jumpstart the top of this order because number 2 and 3, Nick Johnson and Ryan Zimmerman, are hitting the ball pretty well.
Well, when Guzman comes back playing against the Phillies, he'll get 3 hits.
1-2 the count to Hernandez.
Well, he hurt himself on his 5th hit on opening day down there in Washington, and he blew a tire at first base. There's Zimmerman, who's not only hot now, but that guy's one of the best players in the league, period.
Yeah, he's riding a 15-game hitting streak. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Hernandez is down on strikes, and that's a good start for Joe Blanton.
Time now for our Key State Chrysler Jeep Keys to tonight's game. 85 degrees. What a beautiful night. Well, see if they can continue their weekend momentum. And it won't be easy, though, against these competitive Nationals. No matter when the Phillies play Washington, it seems like the games are close.
Well, they split the 2 games that they had down in D.C. earlier this season. In fact, the win the Phillies had put them at 4-3, which was the last time they were above the 500 mark. Here's Nick Johnson. Boy, he's off to a good start, at least from a batting average standpoint, hitting .373.
Well, Nick's a good hitter. Excuse me, Tom. He's a good hitter when he's healthy. Just he's had a lot of injury problems.
Well, he's riding a 10-game hitting streak. And something clicked for him when they moved him to the number 2 spot in this order. Because he's hitting .432 over this 10-game streak and .417 since getting put into the number 2 spot.
He's kind of hard to defense because he sprays it all over the place, and they are cheating a little bit towards left center with Shane Victorino.
But basically straight away on the infield. On the outside corner, second straight strikeout for Blanton. First one was a changeup, that one was a fastball. They're 2 away.
Nick Johnson thinks his pitch is outside. That's a pretty good pitch. That caught the corner. It looked like crossed home plate over the corner.
So here's Ryan Zimmerman, who we talked about a second ago, hitting .284 with a couple homers and 10 RBIs. But he has the longest hitting streak right now in Major League Baseball at 15 games. And he chops the first pitch foul, so it's 0-1. We had just left Washington when Zimmerman signed a new contract that's going to keep him in D.C. for a long time.
Yeah, people said, why would he do that when they don't show much signs of being able to win? But he's from Virginia, went to the University of Virginia. He wants to be a part of their franchise, and you know, he's the centerpiece of their organization right now.
He'll be signed through the 2013 season. Change up low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. That one just missed off the inside corner. Zimmerman, the last couple of years, started out very slowly with his batting average. He hit .241 last year in April and hit .236 back in 2007. This year, here in April, he's hitting .284. And he takes that one at the knees for a strike. Manny Acta said before the ball game he doesn't think there were any adjustments that Zimmerman has made. He doesn't think it's Adam Dunn batting 4th that protects Zimmerman. He just thinks that, you know, as he's getting older, he's getting better and understanding the strike zone more. And he's not usually doing that, but he swings at a pitch out of the strike zone, and Joe Blanton has struck out the side here at the top of the first inning. 1-2-3 go the Nationals. Middle of the first. Washington nothing. Phillies coming to bat. They're coming to bat off of 3 straight Ks from Big Joe Blanton. AT&T. Your world delivered. Leading it off and playing shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Shane Victorino's in center field. He'll bat second. Chase Utley gets the start again at second base, batting third. Ryan Howard, the first baseman, bats cleanup. Then Jason Worth in right field, batting fifth. Raul Ibanez, the left fielder, hits sixth. Greg Dobbs makes his first start here in 2009. He'll bat seventh over third. Hitting eighth, the catcher Lou Marson. And batting ninth and pitching is right-hander Joe Blanton. And they'll face right-hander Chiron Martis for the second time this year.
There are the numbers on him starting his fourth game. He's pitched well for them. And they haven't won that many games. And he's won two of them. One of them against the Phillies, as Tom said. Right-handed hitters don't hit much off this guy. 208, and lifetime even lower than that. And he has a lot of pitches. His sinker, he'll throw a slider, good changeup. Best pitch, that's hard to tell with him. Sinker, slider, changeup. He seems to go with what's working for him.
I like this changeup the last time he faced the Phillies when he went 6 1/3 and allowed 2 runs on 5 hits. He delivers a strike to start things off against Jimmy Rollins.
Lifetime right-handed hitters are hitting 169 off him.
Could be one of the reasons why Greg Dobbs was chosen to start tonight at third base, being a left-handed hitter. Jimmy Rollins is the most talked about Philly right now here in the city because of that batting average, a home run and 5 RBIs. He took some early batting practice today, trying to get some kinks worked out with Charlie and Milt Thompson watching.
Got the pants up tonight. Just trying anything to get going.
Lays off the changeup, and that's a good start. Laying off pitches that are close to being strikes, but aren't strikes. And he goes after a changeup, but he's down on strikes for out number 1. So Jimmy is retired, and with 1 away, Shane Victorino will be the batter.
Here's Marks. As you mentioned, he throws fastball, curveball, changeup there, and slider. And the guy has a 4-pitch repertoire. His fastball is in 87 and 91. It's not like he's overpowering, but it's a good enough fastball they can use as off-speed stuff.
Victorino led off yesterday for the Phillies and helped them to the victory. In fact, he helped them to all 3 victories. He had 8 RBIs this weekend against the Marlins. And hitting .268, but riding a 7-game hitting streak. And he pops that one up right center field. Dukes didn't see it right away. Had plenty of time to get to it. And they're 2 away. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Carla Lusner from Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, then Carla will win $200. Introducing the Cafe Coffees at McDonald's, a new line of lattes, mochas, and cappuccinos. Two outs for Chase Utley. Chase hitting .317. He's third in the league in home runs with 5. And he has 16 RBIs. Not only that, he's 5th in the league in runs with 14. See what he's done over his last 16 games. I think the impressive thing is he's got an RBI per ball game since that time. Three balls and no strikes the count to Chase Utley.
The Senators, the Nationals are one of those teams that does overshift Chase Utley. You know, you didn't see this over the weekend with Florida, but they do like a Ryan Howard shift on Utley. There it is. And that's Zimmerman playing shortstop.
Taking all the way on 3-0. Utley draws the walk. And he's aboard with 2 outs. Maniacta's team defensively is trying to get every advantage they can. They've made 19 errors this year. During the 2009 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Tonight's a good night for some ice cream.
Beautiful night, huh? This is a bonus in April. Wow. Low humidity. You can see that downtown Center City looks gorgeous tonight. Very little haze.
Here's Ryan Howard. Ryan with 3 homers and 11 RBIs, and he pops the first pitch up, foul territory. First base side, Nick Johnson is there. and the inning is over. So the Phillies do get a base runner. They strand one. They've completed one here in Philadelphia. Both pitchers doing a nice job in the first inning. You can see Center City perfectly from our camera high atop home plate. Here's Adam Dunn leading things off in the second inning. And he takes a pitch outside. And we talked about the overshift that the Phillies saw against the Nationals defense in the bottom of the first inning. Phillies are doing it against Adam Dunn here in the top of the second.
Yeah, Dunn looks to pull all the time. They even play him to pull in the outfield. A lot of times these big left-handed hitters, you'll play him the other way in the outfield, play him to pull in the infield, not this guy.
2-1 the count to Dunn.
The thing about Dunn is he walks a lot.
Well, he's second in the major leagues right now in walks behind Jason Bay of all people from the Boston Red Sox. 2-2. Good changeup by Blanton.
Smoking hot Boston Red Sox.
Well, yeah, they are. See what Dunn has done here at Citizens Bank Park. 7 home runs and 15 RBIs in 16 games. He's also walked 15 times.
Well, and those are with the Reds. And, you know, he didn't get to play here all that often. So now he's going to play here a lot, that he's in the same division with the Phillies. And I'm sure he's looking forward to playing a lot of games in this yard.
Line shot right between Utley and Rollins, and Dunn's aboard with the leadoff single here in the top of the second inning.
Time for our Southwest Airlines scouting report, and there's Joe Blanton. Fastball is basically in the same range as Martis, and normally Joe has good control. He certainly has had that early tonight, and he'll throw strikes and work fast, and all of the above have applied.
Well, he's walked only 4 this year, and talking about working fast. Talking to Lou Marson about Blanton and his style, he said he loves catching him because of that. Duke sends one in the air to straightaway center field. Victorino is back. He's got room, makes the catch. And there's one away as Dunn trots back to first.
That was a breaking ball. Maybe a curveball, maybe a slider, but he got it off the end of the bat a little bit, or that thing's in the ivy. Because Duke's really got extended and had a good swing at that.
And Victorino did a nice job tracking back because that ball wasn't hit that high either.
That ball had a chance to be a long one if he hadn't gotten just out front a little bit and gotten off the end of the bat.
Here's Austin Kearns, who has 3 homers and 11 RBIs here in the early going. 256 batting average.
These guys can score some runs. They have a pretty good offensive team. Their problem early on has been pitching, and as Tom mentioned, they don't catch the ball real well.
See the change in what Dunn has done over the last 6 ball games. hitting .368.
Well, Kearns is one of those guys that was going to, you really thought he was going to be a phenom with Cincinnati. Then he got hurt a lot. And his shoulder, he doesn't throw the way that he used to, even though he's still okay. He used to be one of the best throwers in the game and had a lot of power potential. It just hasn't worked out for him.
2-0 pitch, line toward left field. Ibanez has to play it on one hop. The ball was scalded. Top spin on it, and with one away, the Nationals have runners on first and second.
Ibanez did a good job of reading that top spin. When a big, strong guy hits a ball like that on the top spin, it's coming down in a hurry, and the only thing he could have done is get too close to that, have it short hop him, kick it, and then you might have second and third. See that swing, and that thing's coming down immediately. Good play by Ibanez because you keep the double play in order.
And you get two away for the catcher, or excuse me, one away for the catcher, Jesus Flores, with those two runners on and the double play in order.
It's another good looking player.
A Rule 5 selection out of the New York Mets organization. And he has been on fire over his last 27 at bats. Hitting .327 overall with a couple home runs and 10 RBIs. And he's hitting over 400 in his last 27 at bats. That one's off the hands, a pop-up foul, and it's 1-1.
You got to be careful with these guys because you get in a slugfest with them. They can hit with you. You know, you have to try and get them out and pitch a little better than they do. There's in the last 8 games, Tom mentioned how hot this guy has been. He had a big weekend series against the Mets.
Nice play by Marson to keep that one around the plate, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Marlins have taken a 1-0 lead against the Mets on a first inning sac fly, or excuse me, RBI by Jorge Cantu. Three and 1 the count.
Good pitch by Bland, trying to pitch inside and just missed off the plate.
Alberto Gonzalez waits on deck. He's the number 8 hitter for Washington. Swing and a miss, and the count 3-2. Good high fastball, just kept tailing up at 89. And it's 3-2.
This guy's hot, but I don't know if they would run here. Bland has already struck out 3 batters, showing strikeout potential. Now we'll see.
Now the runner being held on. They don't go. The pitch chopped foul past Pat Listash in third base coach's box. Manny Actus saw Jesus Flores when he was with the Mets every spring training, and when the Nationals decided to take him in that Rule 5 draft, he was all for it because he felt like he would hit eventually, and eventually has come. 3-2 again. He fights it off, and he remains alive.
Hey, guy I loved him was former coach for the Nationals, Pat Corrales. Pat told me over the last couple of years, he said this guy is really going to be a good player. He just has to play and learn how to play the game right.
Well, they liked his defense even that first year when they kept him the entire season, and he hit enough to make him a pretty good backup. Again, the 3-2. Low ball 4. The bases are now loaded. It's only the 5th walk issued by Blanton this season. Well, it's time now for our Firestone leaders. And the Nationals, they're a patient bunch. They average nearly 4 pitches per plate appearance, which is 3rd most in the National League behind the Rockies and the Reds. Firestone, a tradition of innovation.
One of the guys, as you see this mound conference now, one of the guys that certainly has added to that is Doug, because he sees a lot of. I would think he's up among the league leader every year in pitches.
Well, you figure Doug, Nick Johnson's always there too, and I think Ryan Zimmerman's getting to that point. Well, now Alberto Gonzalez will bat with the bases loaded here at the top of the 2nd inning. No score, and 1 out. And he takes one inside, a tailing fastball, and it's 1-0. Gonzalez has filled in nicely for Guzman. In fact, he's played 9 of the 10 games at shortstop since Guzman went down with an injury against the Phillies. Phillies play the infield for 2 here in the 2nd inning. 19 pitches for Joe in this inning, 33 overall. And that one's in for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, just the opposite of the ratio he had in the first inning. He was just throwing strike after strike. I think that just made it 10-10.
In the dirt, blocked by Marson, so it's 2-1. Lou's had a couple of plays behind the plate already here in the second inning, which he's kept around the plate. Three balls and one strike now to Gonzalez.
Having fastball problems right now. Cannot control his fastball up or down.
And he's got the pitcher Martis waiting on deck. And that one's popped up. Right center field. Worth circles under it. Dunn tags from third. Makes the catch. Worth throw to the plate. It's high and offline, and the Nationals take a 1-0 lead. And on the play, Austin Kearns moves over to third base. So a sacrifice fly. And now Joe Blanton is going to try to face Martis to get out of this inning.
Well, you know, this could turn out okay for Joe Blanton. That was huge right there. He walks him. You know, then you're looking at the top of the order coming up. Here's Jason Worth, and he didn't get a whole lot on that throw. You can see him make a lot better ones than that. He got behind it properly too, but it looked like his footwork was lacking slightly on that one. I don't think he'd be happy with that.
Martis 1 for 5 in the early going. He takes one of the dirt, squirts away from Marson. Flores thought about going to second, but he holds up. He had broken towards second base and then stopped.
He's a catcher. And no offense, but
Tim McCarver's not going to be happy with you.
They don't run real well. You see right here, you know, he doesn't break immediately, so just
line drive back toward the middle, of base hit, an RBI single for Martis, and the Nationals lead it 2-0. Just the second hit of the season for Martis, and Matty Acta's team is on top 2-0 here in the top of the second. Rich Doobie's headed out to the mound.
As we mentioned, he's really having trouble with his fastball right now. That pitch is up and just laced into center field. Wasn't a strike, but you know, you get a pitcher up there, boy, they like anything high like that. They want to swing at it.
Well, the first inning he threw an awful lot of changeups, and he had a good fastball. I mean, he struck out the side, but the changeup seemed to offset that fastball, and a couple of breaking pitches too, including the one to Ryan Zimmerman.
Well, it's very hard to pitch without fastball command, and he does not have it right now.
Charlie Manuel probably going over that same thought with Davey Lopes, who was in the dugout. So Blanton's conversation with Rich Doobie is done, and now he has to deal with the top of the order with 2 away and 2 runners on. And again, those runners not being held on. Hernandez struck out his only time up, so he's 0 for 1. And it's 1-0. Anderson Hernandez now 3 for his last 20 after going down on strikes his first time up.
He and Marson have a little trouble too, and they're not really in sync in this inning.
Anderson Hernandez, most of his career came with the Mets, and you see what he did against the Phillies, and that young man made a nice grab on that pop foul.
This is in the Comcast Sportsnet suite.
Oh,
whoa.
That's a one-handed grab. And it's followed by a roller to second base. Utley takes care of Hernandez. The inning is over. It could have been a whole lot worse, but the Nationals still scored 2 runs. 1 on the single by Martis. They lead it 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Well, the World Series trophy will be on display during all of the Phillies home games this week through Wednesday. The location will be the base of the left field ramp, just near where you can get one of those Schmitters. You can stop, get a Schmitter, maybe get your picture taken with the trophy. It's on display through the 5th inning, and it's going to be tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. In between innings, Joe Blanton was discussing some pitch selections, arm slot, not only with Lou Marson, but also with Rich Doobie. I'm going to try to figure whatever he had in the first inning and get it back for the third, because he pitched well in the first, struggled in the second.
So just making that movement with his hand. His fastball was going all over the place in that inning. It was high, it was low, it had a lot of movement. He tried to pitch inside, he was too far inside. So as a result, he got into trouble with walks and got hurt, and then gets hurt by the pitcher.
You know, the Phillies pitching staff has done a really nice job this year of not giving out free passes. I mean, they lead the league in fewest walks issued. It cost Blanton some pitches too.
And we're going to have a visit with a trophy.
I believe the trophy's coming up tonight.
Trophy's coming up tonight. Picture taken with it.
You know what? We should get a camera up here.
Keep talking about that all the time. Have your picture taken with a trophy. Christine has a camera back here.
Excellent. We'll let Christine get her picture taken with the trophy. She'll look better than you and I.
With her Penn State shirt, especially.
Hunter Wendelstedt, the home plate umpire, just got hit with that pitch. Wendelstedt is the home plate umpire. Dana DeMuth is at first base. Todd Tishner is at second base. It's his first visit to Philadelphia. Doug Eddings over at third. 2-0 the count to Worth.
Martz has really dazzled the Phillies with off-speed stuff in that game in Washington, and he did it again in the first inning. He has a good fastball, but he's going to try to get him out with all speed.
They acquired him from the San Francisco Giants from Mike Stanton. You know, the Giants, who have all this good starting pitching. You know, they got Stanton because they thought they had a chance a couple of years ago to win the National League West, and they needed a left-handed specialist. But I would think that a kid like this, who's just 22 years old, they would love to have him in that rotation with Kane and Lincecum. Ball 4. Worth draws the second walk of the ball game for the Phillies.
Oh, that shows you what we're talking about. He just threw a 3-2 changeup with a left-handed hitter on deck and a 2-run lead. So if that isn't a guy committed to throwing off-speed stuff, I don't know what is.
Worth is on first. Raul Ibanez, the batter. Ibanez hitting .324 with 5 homers, 12 RBIs. He is 4th in the league in runs scored, playing in his 180th consecutive game. And he takes one inside for a ball.
See Flores, the catcher, just motioned to his own right shoulder, trying to remind Martz to stay closed a little bit. He feels that he's opening up.
That one's on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. Jesus Flores, we mentioned before, when he was picked up by the Nationals as a Rule 5 selection for the Mets. You know, he was basically a backup his first year, but it was a very good defensive catcher. Good fastball, and it's 1-2. So he's tough to steal on. This is just the 12th. Ibanez only has 11 at bats against left-handers. He's done very well against right-handed hitters, pitchers, hitting .353.
Haven't seen a whole lot of left-handers this year. They're going to get 2 in a row with Lannon and Olsen in the next 2 games in this series.
Well, and that was the other thought of Greg Dobbs starting tonight, because Charlie Manuel figured he wouldn't have him for the next couple of days because the left-handers are starting. One-two, hit in the air toward right center field. It's deep. Kearns going back to the warning track to the wall, reaches up, and he dropped the baseball. Worth stopped. He's around second, heading to third, and Ibanez pulls into second base. Austin Kearns looked like he had the ball, but he never put his throwing hand into the glove to make the exchange, and you need to do that. It just dropped out, and that's why the Phils have 2 base runners.
That's good base running, too, because Worth went down there and hung around second base because the ball looked like it was going to be caught. See what he does here. Reaches up. No, he never caught it.
Never caught it.
No, it went off the webbing of the glove right there. He snow coned it, and then it came out. Here he goes right here again. He thinks he has it, and he looks up, and I don't have it.
So now 2 runners at scoring position for Dobbs. The infield is back with the Nationals leading at 2-0. Dobbs takes a hack at the first pitch, and it's 0-1.
That's another example of the problems they're having with their defense. Now, they scored that a double for Ibanez, but that's a play that should have been made.
So Ibanez on second. That's his 5th double of the season. And that one's on the hands of Looper back to second base, and Gonzalez can't get it. It drops it for a base hit. Worth's going to score, stopping at third. Ibanez, and the Phils have cut this lead in half as Greg Dobbs, in his first start at third, gets an RBI single.
Well, they were cheating for a double play there, and that helped the Phillies get that hit. Randy St. Clair, the pitching coach, is going to come out. There's Austin Kearns, who was not able to catch a ball, and that really has set up this inning so far.
Randy St. Clair, the longest tenured pitching coach in the National League.
Well, they were not set up for a double play. They were even back. Of course, they weren't set up for a double play because it was second and third. So that's even more fortunate for the Phillies, because the infielders are all the way back here and had a good jump at it.
Well, we talked about the Nationals with 19 errors. Last time these two teams faced each other, they had a whole lot of problems in the infield. That one went right through the shift, and it didn't look like Guzman or Hernandez knew who was going to get that ball. And then Adam Dunn, he just kicked that one. He probably should have caught it.
Yeah, that was opening day, and they really struggled defensively.
Here's Lou Marson with 2 runners on, and Marson takes a fastball high, and it's 1-0.
Now, of course, they are set up in double play depth. They're trying to get out of a big inning here.
The Phils try to create a big inning, down 2-1 here in the bottom of the second.
They'll gladly give up the tying run here for 2 outs.
Manny Acta and Randy St. Clair. That one hit towards second, could be 2. Hernandez to second for 1, over to first in time, but the game is tied as Ibanez crosses the plate. And it's the Phillies 2 and the Nationals 2 here in the second inning.
Well, they got exactly what they wanted out of it, a double play. But that ball, there's Ibanez who got the double. That ball was hit right on the nose by Lou Marson. It was a good piece of hitting, actually. But, it's right at him.
So Marson being congratulated for getting that run home. The Phillies were hoping for an even bigger inning, but they've tied it at 2. And now Joe Blanton will bat.
Well, the one thing you didn't want there is a strikeout. So, like you said, they're congratulating him, and it doesn't seem like that big a deal. But the pitcher's after a strikeout there with the pitcher on deck, and then 2 outs, and maybe can get out of the inning.
Well, and that's what the Phillies were thinking in the top of the second. When they were able to get the out from Gonzalez, they thought they'd get out of the inning by getting Martis, and he singled up the middle and drove in that second run. Blanton takes one on the outside corner. It's 2-1. Pops that one up over near second base. It'll be Hernandez, the second baseman, puts it away, and the inning is over. But the Phillies get the 2 runs back. A double for Ibanez, a single for Greg Dobbs. They've tied it at 2 as we go to the third. Stump the Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fan forum section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. The question is, what clan became the first three-generation family to play Major League Baseball? It's a good question. The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. We just saw the Fanatic bring that graphic over for us, and he just came up to the booth for a minute, popped his head in, and then popped his head back out. That youngster there would probably like to see the Fanatic a time or two out there near Ashburn Alley. And there's the Fanatic. Oh, where's he going? He's got Smiley with him. They must be getting ready for a Dollar Dog delivery. Dollar Dog night tonight here, Wheels.
Charlie O'Gara, cameraman, he's getting ready for a Dollar Dog. He's waving for one already.
I know Unit is. Unit was sitting next to him. Oh, there's the Fanatic. He's got, and Smiley. It's Dollar Dog time here at Citizens Bank Park.
Guys.
What, they were supposed to wait for Sarge to get in here. Let's eat the ball before Sarge gets here. Top of the third, Nick Johnson leads it off.
There are some people in this park tonight that will eat all these Dollar Dogs. Look at this.
Very appropriate. Hey, guys, by the way, the World Series trophy's coming up here in about the 6th or 7th inning if you want to get a picture taken with it. Smiley and the Fanatic with the World Series trophy.
Trophy will never be the same. Well, these smell good.
Yes, they do.
Guys.
Consumed, I would think there's thousands that will be consumed here at the ballpark tonight. As that pitch is a little high, so it's 2-1 to Nick Johnson. All right, here's the thing. You can't really call the game when there's a big green thing in your way.
He's firing some out to the crowd.
Oh, he is? He's a very giving Fanatic. 3-1. Oh, I'm not sure if he was ready for it, but he'll enjoy it. Ball 4. Nick Johnson draws a walk. That's the second walk issued by Blanton. Should we send it open? Uh-oh, now we got a crowd coming. Watch out. All right, only one left. There's only one left.
Hi, George.
Ryan Zimmerman, the batter, with nobody out here at the top of the third. Zimmerman, his first time up, struck out. Wheels, watch out. We're going to go out of the booth with the Fanatic if we're not careful.
He just stepped on my foot. That felt good.
Little foot like that, he was able to find it?
Oh, yeah. I get you. Never mind.
Those splits for Zimmerman with guys on, guys not on base. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Really made the people down here in the club level very happy. The Hall of Fame club level.
And Fanatic's shining my head right now. I usually get 1 or 2 of these a year. That one's hit in the air to straightaway center field. Victorino on the run to the warning track to the wall, and it's gone off the brick wall. It shattered some ivy, and the Nationals retake the lead 4-2 here at the top of the third. And that is a 16-game hitting streak for Ryan Zimmerman.
Fanatic banging his head up here on the counter. That ball was scalding. So Victorino, when it left the bat, he thought he had a shot at it, and it kept going and hit the wall out there.
Well, I think he thought, just like Dukes' ball, that it might stay in the yard, but that one carried.
Yeah, watch where it hits. Halfway up the bricks. That was a hanging slider, and it took a long ride.
Here's Adam Dunn, who takes a curved ball inside and low. It's 1-0.
It's summertime weather tonight, and the ball will carry.
Well, Charlie always says when it's warm like this that it's hitting season.
Hitting season. Well, that guy right there is hitting.
1-1 the count to Dunn. Charlie conferring with Sam Perlazzo.
Well, Bland had a really sharp first inning, and since then he's wild. Walk to start this inning, then a hanging breaking ball for 2 runs.
That's a pretty good slider there to Dunn. Charlie's going to try a different spot, Wheels. He's not going to stay in that little well that he's usually in. And Dunn is down on strikes. There's the 4th strikeout for Joe Blanton. And there's 1 away. Yeah, Charlie is never, doesn't often sit there or stand there.
No, he's usually down the other corner.
Yep. Trying to get a different perspective. Still a 4-2 deficit, no matter how he looks at it. There's Elijah Dukes, who sends one in the air deep to left center field. That's going to be long gone.
Oh,
wow! On to Ashburn Alley. That's one of the longest home runs you're going to see hit to that spot in this ballpark. And it's 5-2 Washington. That's Mike Piazza territory.
That's a long one.
Well, they like it. It's the third home run for Elijah Dukes. It's the second one of this inning for Washington. And it's coming on back. Somebody just threw it a pretty good ways out to the field.
Boy, Elijah Dukes is strong. That's a fastball. Wow. Go back and look at that again from the center field camera. You see what the problem is tonight with Blanton. There you see the ball headed out all the way into Ashburn Alley and all those dollar dogs.
That ball's hit back toward the middle. Scooped up on a hop by Utley. They're 2 away. Well, Dukes just sent one out to those folks who are not only talking about the flight of that ball, but the fact that they had a battle for
now look where Marson set up. Now watch where the pitch goes. Boom. Missed the spot by what, a foot maybe.
Yep.
Maybe 2 feet. And instead of it being a fastball away, it came right down the middle of the plate. And did he kill it?
Well, he nearly had a home run his last time up. He just missed that one breaking pitch that he hit toward fairly deep center field.
You mentioned these guys. They're serious offensive team. Everybody says they Washington Nationals. Oh, you're going to sweep. It's no big deal. You better pitch against these guys because they can hit.
Well, the 2 home run hitters standing next to each other. Ryan Zimmerman to the left, Elijah Dukes to the right. And it's 2-1 to Flores. Two and 2. Well, the 2 home runs that the Nationals have hit in this ball game give them now 20. And it's increased Joe Blanton's pitch count to 60.
And it ups the Phillies' league leading home run total allowed too. They didn't throw a home run ball in the game yesterday. First time all year.
Chopper to shortstop. That should be the inning. Nice comfortable hop for Rollins. And Flores is retired to finish off the third. But 2 home runs, one by Ryan Zimmerman, and then a long home run for Elijah Dukes has given the Nationals a 5-2 lead. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. By Dodge. Live strong, live bold, live now. Dodge, grab life. And by Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEF-NOW. Now, the Phillies fans have not been excited about what they've seen from their offense in tonight's game. They have scored 2 runs, but if they like the long ball, the Nationals hit 2 long home runs in their half of the 3rd inning.
There's people out in Ashburn Alley don't think they're going to get a baseball unless somebody from the bullpens throw it up there.
Yeah.
Or one of the fielders throws it up. And Elijah Dukes, well, they want to get him in the lineup because he is just so strong and is such a great prospect. He's just had a lot of personal problems that have set him back.
Jimmy Rollins leads it off here in the bottom of the 3rd. Jimmy struck out his only time up, so he's 0 for 1.
And Lasting's Millage here, and they also have Willingham, so they have a glut of outfielders.
And they have a youngster too by the name of Justin Maxwell, who will probably be sent out tomorrow. As that one is skied to shallow center. Long run for Dukes. 1 away. Maxwell will probably be sent out when Willie Harris is activated from the disabled list. So Rollins is 0 for 2. And with 1 away, Shane Victorino will be the batter. I was talking to Bill Thompson today about Jimmy, about his struggles and the fact that he took extra BP, and Milt said, he's going to be fine. It's, a lot of it's timing and just trying to get his timing down.
Well, he's not getting a lot of fastballs to hit it either. And there's Milt. That was a breaking ball. He just got out. He was almost jammed himself on a slow breaking ball.
Line drive toward the gap in left center field. That's going to be it for a base hit. Dukes tries to get to it. He slows it down before it hits the warning track, but Victorino's it to second base with his 3rd double of the season.
And he got a fastball to hit there as opposed to this off-speed stuff that Martis likes to throw to so many of the Phillies hitters. And you see what he does with a fastball.
Well, he's in scoring position now. It's the 2nd double of the game for the Phillies.
Here's Dukes. Mentioned how athletic this guy is. He's huge, but good player, has tremendous tools. Just a matter of whether he's ever going to be able to play a whole season and put it all together, because there's a lot there.
Chase Utley walked back to the 1st inning and was stranded on first. He's trying to pull the Phillies closer here. They trail it by 3. Martis doesn't give up a lot of home runs. In fact, he's given up just 1 this season. I think a lot of that has to do with the success of his changeup, the fact that he's down in the strike zone so much with his fastball.
Runner at second, so they're not playing Utley with a 3-man overshift on the right side.
He's out in front of that pitch, and it's 0-2. Victorino will walk back towards second. Right behind him is Alberto Gonzalez. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Mets have jumped out to a 6-1 lead over the Florida Marlins. Omar Santos, his first career home run, and it's a grand slam.
He's up for Schneider, right?
Yep.
Santos is a catcher.
Came right up from Double-A.
Brian Schneider on the disabled list.
Marlins had lost 6 in a row coming into this ballgame. 2-2 to Utley.
No fastballs. He just keeps throwing off speed after off speed. Threw 1 fastball and Victorino smoked it, and now he's back to changing speeds, which he does very well. And you just have to realize that you're going to get a lot of that from him, even with a 3-run lead.
He asked Flores to go through the signs once again. Flores changes it up a little bit, goes to the chest protector and the shin guards before giving it down in the traditional way. 2-2, line back toward the middle, right at Gonzalez, who had him played perfectly. And there are 2 away.
Now that's a fastball, and they're hitting his fastball. But with a runner at second base, Gonzalez was there. Now in the 1st inning, of course, he's not in that position. Looks like a base hit from this angle. That we just talked about, where they were playing the shortstop. because of Victorino on second base. He's right here, and here comes the ball right at him, and good base running there by Victorino. Make sure you don't get doubled off.
And now Utley goes back to the dugout. He knows what Ryan Howard goes through from time to time when he hits a ball into the shift. Howard popped out to first, his only time up. First pitch changeup. Victorino's dancing off second. Forced Martis to step off.
You really don't want him dancing around too much out there with 2 outs. It's not that big a deal to steal third. It can distract the hitter.
One up and away. It's 1-0. Yeah, you figure Victorino's going to score with a base hit. 25 home runs against the Nationals. That's tied for third among active leaders in the National League. Andrew and Chipper leading the way with the first 2. 2-0 the count. Three balls and no strikes to Ryan Howard.
Good job by Ryan Howard. First time up, he got himself out on a breaking ball. Now this time, much more patient with this off-speed stuff. They have a base open, and they may even want to pitch to Worth, even though he'd represent the tying run.
So Jason waits on deck with the count 3-0 to Howard. There's ball 4, and Ryan draws the walk, so the Phillies have runners on first and second with 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
That's a good job of taking what they give you.
They talked about that last year a lot, you know, not worrying about what you're going to do in each at bat. If somebody can help out behind you, let them help out behind you.
Boy, that was that long one that he set the Phillies record that year, breaking Mike Schmidt's season record of home runs. That was his 49th.
And that was a long one at old RFK.
Oh man, he had some long ones in that park.
It's Frank Howard neighborhood.
Yeah.
1-0 to Worth. One that tied that record was in straightaway center field a couple nights before at RFK. Two balls and no strikes to Worth. RFK Stadium had the seats up in the upper deck where Frank Howard used to launch those balls. That's where they used to land. They used to change the color of the seats.
Oh, Washington Senators days.
Big swing and a miss by Worth, and it's 2-1. So Jason's numbers with runners in scoring position. He's had a good first month. He's trying to make it even better here with Victorino on second and Howard on first. That's a strike on the outside corner. That one's into the air to right field. Kearns is back, so the warning track has room, and he makes the catch with 2 hands. This time, and the inning is over. The Phils strand 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Kearns with a little bit of a smirk. His team has a 5-2 lead. double play. Shane Victorino makes one young fan's wish come true, and Jay Happ gets ready for a game on Phillies Clubhouse, presented by Cherry Hill Toyota Scion, tonight at 11, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Top of the fourth inning, Alberto Gonzalez will lead things off against Joe Blanton. And Joe is trying to find the rhythm of his fastball here in the fourth. He has fallen behind a lot of hitters in tonight's game. Wasn't the case in the first inning when he retired the side in order. Gonzalez drove in the first run with a sacrifice fly. And he pops the third pitch in this at bat behind home plate, and it's 2-1.
The weather gets hot. This ball is going to fly out of this ballpark.
That one's into the air to center field, nowhere near as deep as Elijah Dukes' ball, and it's caught by Victorino. Sarge, I'm going to ask you about that home run by Dukes. I mean, we all, as baseball fans growing up, love to watch guys hit home runs. You know, you watched one of the best, or two of the best of all time, in Willie McCovey, and Willie Mays hit some home runs. That one by Dukes was a pretty good shot.
Oh, this guy, he's a strong hitter, and he's going to be hitting a lot more home runs. We saw him hit home runs there at the Nationals ballpark. But this guy, if he can stay healthy, stay in the lineup, he's going to be a force, no doubt.
All right, now I want to ask you,
Sure.
Longest home run that you hit, can you remember the ballpark?
At Veterans Stadium, I hit a couple
Okay.
up there in the upper deck. Yeah, matter of fact, 3 of them is what they told me.
Somebody told you that?
Yes, yeah.
We're proud of you.
Well, hey, listen, I just want them to go out, which wasn't a lot, but you know, when you get balls that are out over the zone, you get those hanging pitches, they have a tendency to go a far distance, and especially when the weather is warm.
That one's rolled on the ground to shortstop. Martis, who had an RBI single his last time up, is retired for out number 2. So 2 away. Well, I mentioned that you saw Willie McCovey and a lot of his at-bats. I mean, he would hit them a country mile, wouldn't he?
Oh, he hit a lot of long home runs, especially there in Candlestick. McCovey, believe it or not, was more of a line drive type of a hitter. But he would hit some balls pretty far. Willie Stargell, another hitter, actually hit a ball out of Dodger Stadium.
It's amazing.
Did that twice, as a matter of fact.
Well, Mickey Mantle hit one out of Yankee Stadium at one time.
I got to think Frank Howard has probably hit some of the longest home runs.
Here's Anderson Hernandez, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. Well, and the Phillies, of course, have a guy that hits some of the longest home runs. We saw some of them in some of our highlights a little while ago. And Ryan Howard, I mean,
Oh, boy.
you know, he's a guy that when you go to the ballpark as a fan, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for him to hit one out, and sometimes he'll hit one farther than you've ever seen before.
Yeah, you make a good point. One of the reasons growing up in Los Angeles, you didn't want to go to the games as much because they had such good pitching. You weren't going to see a lot of hitting.
Hernandez serves this one to right center field, and Victorino's going to have to track it down before it gets to the warning track, and Anderson Hernandez is going to pull it to second with a 2-out double. That's his first double of the season. In fact, his first extra base hit of the year. He had 4 doubles last year after being acquired by the Mets. And Rich Dubie's chart's been pretty busy tonight.
Well, looking where the ball is, the ball just out over the plate. He drives it right in the gap. That's what that speed does for you, though. It gets you to the balls quickly. He wasn't going to go for 3. He's got 2 outs.
There's Nick Johnson, who takes a changeup for a strike, and the count is 0-1.
Joe kind of looking for an easy inning. They continue to put pressure on him by having runners on base and in scoring position.
Johnson 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. He walked his last time up and scored a run.
These Nationals have some pretty good hitters. Their problem has been catching the ball. They haven't been doing that very often this year.
That one's rolled toward first. Guess what? Ryan Howard's been catching the ball this year. He continues, and he retires the Nationals here in the top of the 4th inning, and he saves a run. Ryan Howard's defense shining bright so far in 2009. Nationals lead it by 3. Brought to you by your Quality Plus Ford dealers. By AT&T, your world delivered. By WB Mason, who but WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. And by Jeep. Hurry to your Jeep dealer and see how good the best values in America can be. The Phillies go to work here at the bottom of the fourth inning, trailing it by 3. It'll be Raul Ibanez, Greg Dobbs, and Lou Marson. Ibanez reached on a double his first time up, and Joe Blanton is still trying to figure out the strike zone for the Phils as he continues to mount his pitches. He was helped out by some great defense by Ryan Howard to finish up the top of the fourth inning. Ibanez pops it up, shallow left field. Oh, there's one away. Visit the official online shop of the Phillies at Phillies.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic team gear, including clubhouse caps and t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Phillies.com shop. One away for Greg Dobbs. Charlie Manuel trying to get Greg Dobbs some at-bats. Get him 4 in a game by starting him tonight at third. Last year at this time, Dobbs was 12 for 35. He was hitting 343. So he was getting some at bats in the month of April. This year, not so much. And a lot of the reason why is because the Phillies have had a number of off days. They've had 2 rainouts. And Charlie Manuel has been part of 3 opening days. One in Washington, one in Colorado. And it's been somewhat of a start-stop month of April, so some of the bench guys haven't gotten at bats because the regulars need to play a little bit more.
Right. Not only that, in Pedro Felice's case, he's been hitting the ball well. As Dobbs hits another line drive, he gets into the lights.
Well, and Kearns, a little bit of an adventure out there in right field tonight, as he's able to finally track that one into his glove. He dropped a ball earlier that was played into a double, and Adam Dunn can laugh because he made the catch. And you know, Dunn knows how tough it can be sometimes with the lights here at this ballpark and around the league at this time of night.
Now, this has been always a tough ball field for lights. Usually in left field, however, you would get the lights, not too much in right field. As you can see, ball hit the right field. He goes down and almost kind of just misjudges it. I take that back. It wasn't in the light. He just misjudged that ball a little.
Marson takes one outside. It's 1-0. Kearns has wondered if they would replay that one up on the video board. He was peeking up there. 1-1 to Marson. Well, it looks like Lou Marson is going to spend a little extra time here in Philadelphia. We just received a report that Carlos Ruiz did not play tonight at Lehigh Valley. He had some discomfort during batting practice, and he will be reevaluated tomorrow. Chris Coast, who has done the lion's share of the catching for the Phillies since Ruiz went on the DL. Carlos was eligible to come off on Saturday and was out on a rehab assignment the last couple of days. And Marson's down on strikes. It's a 1-2-3 fourth inning for Martis. So he seems to have found some kind of a rhythm. 4 in a row retired, and the big boys are due up for the Nationals in the 5th. Park not only is a Dollar Dog Night tonight, the trophies on display today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And speaking of tomorrow, when the Nationals are here, it's Charlie Manuel Bobble figurine that'll be given out to all fans. Compliments of Toyota. Tickets are still available for that ball game. You want to log on to Phillies.com now. Get your tickets for tomorrow's game and also Wednesday's finale against the Nats. Here's Ryan Zimmerman, who homered his last time up. He's 1 for 2.
Still think we can get that bobblehead done for you there, Tom McCarthy.
I think there are a lot more important people, Sarge, that need a bobblehead, including yourself.
Well, no, I mean,
I think we should do a throwback bobble figurine of you in a Phillies uniform. Your number 34. Get you and maybe Larry Anderson together. Like Larry in the and maybe the road gray and you in the old pinstripe. What do you think about that?
No, I would want my own bobblehead, and I wouldn't want Larry on it.
You're greedy. Ryan Zimmerman's getting greedy. He's going to have his second home run, and that one is into the second deck. Wow. 2 of the longer home runs you're going to see hit here at Citizens Bank Park. That one that gentleman has, and one earlier by Elijah Dukes. And for Zimmerman, it's his second long ball of the night.
I don't know what it is. Every time we seem to see this Zimmerman, he gets hits. If not home runs or hard doubles or line drives, I mean, he is one of the premier hitters in the league. Solid third baseman, extension on the arms. And when you do, you can see him right there. That ball goes a long way.
Adam Dunn laces one into center field after the home run. And that's his second hit of the night. Said that chart's been pretty busy for Rich Doobie. Ryan Zimmerman's been pretty busy with the production this evening. Look at this swing. Watch how long this ball goes.
I don't know what type of pitch that was. It just floated right back in on him. You can see exactly where that pitch is. And it's going to bounce off that bat. Look at his eyes down on the ball, hitting against that front foot. And wow, you got to look out. I don't know if there's a safe seat in the stadium the way these balls are being hit.
Well, there have been some balls hit into that second deck as Jack Tashner loosens up. Manny Ramirez hit one to the right of where that one went by Zimmerman. I mean, that was a long one. Deep into left center field. Pat Burrell has hit one up there. But boy, We've seen that the two by Zimmerman tonight, the one by Dukes, which went an estimated 437 feet. I mean, the ball is just flying.
That ball went right back into the bat. Took something off of that pitch, and I mean, you leave that ball out over the plate to these type of hitters, you're gonna get into trouble. Yeah, again, the hitters are feeling comfortable. It is warm here. You make solid contact, and you got a chance to do some damage.
2-1 the count to Dukes. Mentioned that Dukes home run went 437 feet. His last time up.
These guys take healthy cuts. Again, they are comfortable. They swing hard.
I know, Sergeant, they came in with a 269 team batting average, but they just seem to have had 3 good games offensively against the Phillies, and maybe yesterday against the Mets, but it doesn't seem like there's been a whole lot else.
Well, they like to hit against this ball club. They like hitting against, this pitching. They feel comfortable. And again, when you're the world champs, you get teams that get up on you.
That one's hit in the air to left field, not as deep. As Ibanez comes in and makes the catch.
That ball just off the end of the bat. And you see that ball headed out to left center. Got a good chance of leaving the ballpark. Good thing he did catch that right on the end. Now look how quick this ball gets out of here and how far it gets out. Well, by the time it gets up there, maybe it doesn't have as much speed. That ball line drives.
Austin Kearns, the hitter, he's 1 for 2. He has singled and scored a run. He's also grounded to second base. 6-2 Washington. Still early here in the bottom of the top of the 5th inning. Trying to check his swing. Did he go? No. Says the first base umpire, Dana DeMuth.
He's just not able to get the hitters off of almost any of his pitches, from the fastball or the breaking pitch. He's had some bad locations. Sometimes you do have to give the hitters credit.
'89 pitches for Joe Blanton. He had such a comfortable first inning. It looked like he was off to a good start and wouldn't look back. But he just walked Austin Kearns. That's the 3rd walk he's issued in this game. And Charlie Manuel, I think, has seen enough. He's heading toward the stairs, and he's going to make a pitching change.
Yeah, a lot of balls, Tom, have been hit hard, and Charlie goes right on that. How many balls are hit hard off of the pitcher?
Well, and he also realizes that this game is still well within reach, and he needs to stop the bleeding here in the 5th inning. He's heading out to the mound. He has already signaled to Jack Tashner, who has been loosened up. So Joe Blanton's night is done. He gets an out here in the 5th inning, but allows his 3rd home run of the night. Jack Tashner is going to be the new pitcher for the Phillies, with the Nationals leading at 6-2. wonder what Ricky's going to say about those long home runs.
Did he give up some long ones?
I would think he would admit that he's given up his fair share.
I think they all have.
There's Jack Tashner's 6th appearance. No wins, no losses, a 5.14 ERA. And he's on because Joe Blanton scuffled tonight into this 5th inning. Allowed 3 real long home runs, but this is just a 4-run lead for Washington as Jesus Flores sends one in the air to right center field. Victorino on the run, goes back, makes the slide, and he made the catch. What a play by Victorino for the 2nd out here in the 5th inning. Now that's some Gold Glove defense right there.
No doubt about it. You're talking about an outfielder actually outrunning the ball that was hit. That ball was hit into a spot. Not only did he run over to try and get it, he actually slid as he got down to get the ball, almost overrunning it. You can see him going into the slide. If he keeps going, it shows he has that closing speed, is what they call that. If he gets the ball in, that ball would have been trouble scoring at least 1 or 2 runs.
Well, here's Alberto Gonzalez off that outstanding defensive play. We have seen 2 very good defensive plays in this ball game from the Phillies. One by Victorino, one by Ryan Howard. They keep it at a 4-run game. That one is a shot right at Greg Dobbs, and the inning is over. Well, Tashner came in and gave up a couple of hard hit balls, but both were outs. We also have seen another long home run off the bat of Ryan Zimmerman, and the Nationals lead it 6-2. Women's softball celebration is going to take place, and if you want information on it, you can call 215-463-1000 or send an email to fandev@phillies.com. Players, coaches, and family receive discounted tickets. Softball teams can parade as a team on the field prior to the game. Free water bottle to all softball players in attendance. Softball clinic during the day with the Philadelphia Force, a professional softball team. Again, it's the 5th annual Women's Softball Celebration. For more information, call 215-463-1000. Last of the 5th inning, Washington leads at 6-2. Nationals have 3 long home runs in this game. And Jack Tashner's going to bat as he came on and relieved Joe Blanton in the 5th inning. See what Tashner's done in his career. Just 1 at bat out of the bullpen for the Giants. He takes a pitch outside. It's 1-0.
Well, the other thing, too, though, Tom, Nationals are hitting line drives and hitting them hard, even when they're making outs. They're hard outs. And Blanton just not having his stuff today. Big Joe, and just like hitters, I mean, pitchers sometimes just don't have it. And obviously today, or tonight, I should say, did not, leaving balls out over the plate. Now, didn't have that sharp breaking ball, but you're right. After that first inning, 3 strikeouts, you're saying, boy, he's ready to go.
Jack Tashner off the end of the bat. A pop up towards second base. And 1 away. With the struggles that Blanton had tonight, Martis has kind of settled in. He's retired 5 straight since walking Ryan Howard in the 3rd.
Well,
the 22-year-old has been around the strike zone and has been soft with a lot of his pitches.
Yeah, he has been pitching pretty well. However, with this type of a lineup, for me, these guys should be able to handle a pitcher of his sorts. Change up. He's had a pretty good change up, fastball that he keeps running in and out. He's done a good job, however, keeping it up. But he's hittable for this type of a club.
There's Jimmy Rollins, and he hits one right between the legs of Martis into center field, and he's got himself a base hit in his 3rd at bat. Well, Jimmy was just 1 for 9 in Florida, sat out Sunday, and he knew going into Sunday's game that he wouldn't be in the lineup. Actually, he knew before he arrived for Sunday's game he wouldn't be in the lineup, and he was out there taking some extra BP today, and this looked like a pretty free swing.
Free swing, hard right up the middle. You see his eyes, though. He just stays right on the ball. Shoulder going toward the ball.
Victorino takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike.
And doing the right thing at the plate doesn't guarantee that you're going to get hits. It just maximizes your ability to get the most out of yourself by having good mechanics.
That one's off the end of the bat, flared towards center, and the Phillies have back-to-back base hits to put runners on 1st and 2nd here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's a pretty good piece of hitting right there by Victorino.
Well, not over swinging. Just taking right what the pitcher gives him and driving that ball. He didn't try and pull the ball at all. But watch his swing. He leaves the bat out there going the other way, hits it off the end a little bit. But because he wasn't trying to pull the ball, he got pretty good wood on it to get it out in center field.
Chase Utley is 0 for 1. He walked his first time up. Line is short. His last time up, put the ball right on the nose and right up the middle into the shift that the Nationals have for him.
Well, hasn't been able to get in the right counts that he would want to, simply because he's been staying ahead of him. That was a slider the first pitch.
And there's something soft in the outside corner. It's 1-1.
Kind of backdoored him. That ball just nicking that outside part of the plate.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Rick Ankiel has an RBI single, and the Cardinals lead the Braves 2-1. Game in the top of the 6th inning. Braves entered play today in 3rd place in the National League East. That one is a liner into right field, a base hit. Rollins got a late start. He's being held at 3rd as Kearns' throw comes in. And the bases are going to be loaded for the Phillies. I think Jimmy wondered if that ball was going to be caught by Nick Johnson at first or not.
Good point. A lot of times when you're on second base, a line drive is hit, especially when you're behind. You want to make sure the ball is in. That ball in all the way, however. Now you can watch J-Roll there as the ball is hit. Now watch how he takes a look, make sure that it's gone. Now he thinks he's going to score. Can't score on that and don't want to take a chance. You can see it's right there in the hole, however. Kearns coming up with a good toss. Johnson cutting the ball off.
Sorry,
but you want to make sure, though. I mean, you're down in the game. The worst thing that will happen is that you want to get thrown out at home plate.
Well, is that the angle that Jimmy was at? Because that looked like it was far enough away from Nick Johnson that he could have read it a little differently.
I think so. I mean, again, when you're out there, it's hard to determine. But obviously, when that ball is hit, it was hit and also hooking, but right in the hole. From Jimmy's perspective, however, I'm sure he thought the ball was a little bit closer.
The base is now loaded for Ryan Howard, who walked his last time up, popped out to first in the 1st inning. Infield plays back with 1 away. Ryan went after a breaking ball and chopped it foul. It's 0-1.
5 home runs with the bases loaded. See some of the damage he's been doing. A lot of RBIs.
That's a good pitch right there. Not for Ryan Howard, but for Martis, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, Martis started him off with a slider right there on his hands, or a little bit of a cutter. And then he comes in soft, back foot slider as that ball disappears. Howard getting ready to swing.
Another breaking ball. That one smoked foul.
Now the big difference in that pitch, that ball up a little bit. That's what Howard wants to do, is to get it up. Again, when the pitchers are ahead of you, they can get hitters to swing at bad pitches.
Down and away. It's 1-2. We've seen 3 long home runs hit tonight by the Nationals. Ryan Howard has hit one 496 feet here in Philadelphia. Zimmerman's hit 2 of those long home runs. Elijah Dukes, the center fielder, hit another one. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, hit to the air, straight away center field. Dukes on the run, to the warning track, to the wall, gone! Grand slam, Ryan Howard! And he has just tied this baby up at 6 apiece.
That's what the fans came here to see. Again, Ryan Howard supplying those RBIs like he usually does, starting at the top. The J-roll, however, solid single up the middle. Victorino single. Utley single, and then grand slam as the crowd wants him to come out and tip his hat a little bit. Well, you never say die with the fighting Phillies as Howard comes out and tips his hat.
Jason Worth, the batter, and Worth has the count even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Home run number 4 for Howard. His 6th career grand slam, his first since 2007. And Jason is saying that ball may have hit the front of his jersey.
Well, let me tell you, the pitch he hit, he went down and got that pitch. Looked to be like a off-speed pitch, went down and smoked it.
Big swing by Worth. By the way, that grand slam also won Carla Leisner of Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey, $200 in her McDonald's home run jackpot. And Worth is down on strikes. There's the second out.
Now watch this. He goes down and get that. I mean, automatic. Look at that. He's right in the Cadillac right away. He's already slowed it down a little bit. Breaking ball, and it did break, however. Straight away center field. Oh, my.
It's only the 2nd home run he has allowed this year, and he can't believe it. Ibanez is aboard with 2 outs. 2nd hit of the night for Raul. Well, that wasn't as long as Elijah Dukes' home run. Wasn't as long as Ryan Zimmerman's home run. But that area, that garden out there, there's Dukes. That garden out there has been littered a number of times by Ryan Howard in his career. Reddy St. Clair is thinking, uh-oh, my young right-hander might be done. And Sarge, that was mentioned before we were talking about all those home runs that have been hit out of ballparks around baseball. You mentioned Reggie Jackson, who hit one up on the roof at Tiger Stadium during the All-Star game in the 70s. Here's Greg Dobbs with 2 outs. Dobbs takes one off the inside corner. I was incorrect with what I said about Mickey Mantle. I got an email from my older brother who's knows a thing or two about the history of Yankee Stadium, and he said that Mantle did not hit one out of Yankee Stadium. Apparently, he hit a couple of them off the 3rd deck of the facade at Yankee Stadium. Dunn retires Dobbs to finish off this 5th, but the Phillies scored 4 runs on a grand salami by Ryan Howard. Martis can't believe it, and the fans are thrilled. Phillies turned left field over to the 11-year veteran from the American League. Raul has been a hit in the NL since arriving, showing his power early, delivering in the clutch often. Ibanez and his all-out style of hustle is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, Raul's got a couple of base hits in tonight's ball game. I'll tell you, the bus last night leaving Dolphin Stadium, there was a lot of energy on it because the Phillies had swept the 3-game series from Florida, but he was the topic of conversation when a number of the coaches walked in and said, I don't know who thought this guy couldn't play defense in the scouting reports, because this guy can play some defense.
No, he can play defense. Again, sometimes scouts will see you 1 or 2 weeks or whatever, you don't feel very well, and all of a sudden you have that label.
Martis leads off the top of the 6th inning. So Randy St. Clair and Manny Acta are content that he can settle himself back in. He's got an RBI single today. And it's 2-0.
And the one thing Ibanez does, though, he thinks before that ball is coming out toward him and knowing what to do. He gets good jumps. We've seen him make some excellent catches.
2-1 the count. That one's just a little low, so.
Oh,
they called it a strike?
Yeah.
It was a late strike.
Delayed call.
It wasn't the same kind of energy that Hunter Wendell State usually has.
Yeah, maybe he's a little bit undecided, but I thought it was a pretty good pitch.
That's a pop-up on the first base side that'll find the seats. So 2-2 the count to Martis. He'll lead off here at the top of the 6th inning. It'll be 9-1-2. Line drive right at Jimmy Rollins. Boy, Martis hit the ball sharp 2 of his 3 times.
Yeah, I know. The graphic showed he didn't have a lot of hits, only 1 coming into the game, but he has a pretty good setup.
Well, Sarge, one of your favorite segments. It's time now for the Geico quote of the day. And it comes from Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard talking about Jamie Moyer. He's just prepared for every start. He has a game plan. A lot of guys know what he's got. He gets people out plain and simple. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit at geico.com or call 800-947-AUTO. A lot of guys know what Jamie Moyer has got, but he changes the way he goes about what he does every single time he's out on the mound.
Well, he goes away. He will come inside.
Line drive to straightaway center field. Victorino can't get it. It's off his glove. And Hernandez is going to pull it to second base, and Shane's going to walk away frustrated because he thought he should have had that ball. He got to it.
Yeah, he has so much speed, and you get accustomed to center fielders being able to catch that ball. That was a good effort, however. Ball left the tip of his glove. See him going back. He has it in good fashion there. It closed, and it just didn't stay in. It just popped out. He thought he should have caught the ball, I'm sure, as he take another look at it. You see he had that angle where he had to just kind of angle back maybe a little bit. Tell by the way that he's acting that he felt he should have caught it.
There's Nick Johnson with a runner in scoring position. They scored a double for Anderson Hernandez, his 2nd double of the game. He came in with no extra base hits, and now he has 2. Johnson's 0 for 2. That one's hit in the air to left field, opposite way. Ibanez on the run, warning track to the wall. Stunner steps, and he makes the catch. I don't think the crowd appreciates what he's done. Listen to it.
Oh, well, that's become his theme song, kind of. Wow. Got a good jump on that ball going back. We're just talking about that. Ball was hit good. He gets back to the fence, and then like I said, he knows what he wants to do. Even after he catches it, doesn't even hesitate. He catches it, comes up, fires that ball in the second, trying to get a force out.
Oh, and 2 away, and let's see if Jack Tashner can solve Ryan Zimmerman, who has 2 home runs in this game.
Well, I think they want to almost pitch around him. Left-handed Dunn, even though Dunn can't hit the ball out of the ballpark. Zimmerman seeing the ball pretty good.
That's your clearest indication right there. They want to pitch around, and that one was nowhere near the plate.
Well, only missed by a couple of feet.
A little closer that time, but it's 2-0. Well, we haven't gotten the distance on Zimmerman's home run as Hinckley loosens up in the pen for Washington. Elijah Dukes has hit one 437 feet tonight. Ryan Howard hit one to straightaway center field that was pretty deep. Now they've just told us now that Zimmerman's home run to left over the Geico sign was 451. You know, when you have long home runs like this, you kind of revisit history. We were talking about Mickey Mantle before, and now they're going to walk Zimmerman intentionally. The longest measured home run in a major league game was by Mickey Mantle. It was 634 feet in September of 1960 at Briggs Stadium in Detroit. Well, it's time now for our Verizon Wireless game summary. And you want a little summary? Well, Ryan Zimmerman's going to be part of it because he hit a home run 416 his first time up, 451 his second time, and Elijah Dukes had one 437, and Ryan Howard had one 412. Home run's been a big part of tonight's ball game.
Well, it sure has, and a lot of feet to go along with it.
Runners on first and second for Dunn. And he takes one inside. It's 1-0.
You know, Dunn doesn't swing at a lot of bad pitches. A lot of his hitting coaches, especially there in Cincinnati, even there in Arizona, were saying that he takes too much, but he still hits 40 home runs.
He strikes out an awful lot too, but he is certainly an asset offensively.
Well, these guys, you like to stay close to them, and the way the score is right now, and they have been making a lot of errors throughout the season and causing them ball games. Just the opposite with the Phillies. Just don't want to pump a fastball in here. Be a good time if you can. A breaking ball if you have one, or a good one to be able to throw to him.
That was a good fastball that tied him up, and it's 2-2.
Good fastball up and in. Dunn looking for the ball. It seemed out over the plate. He tied him up with a good fastball. That ball out over the plate. Dunn thinking he should have been able to handle that pitch.
Runners take their lead. The count 2-2. The pitch down low. Nice play by Marson. It's 3-2. The runners will be off on this next pitch from Jack Tashner.
Well, that one was a slider. You got a Mr. Dukes. That is on deck. Fastball up and in, or that slider that he throws would be a good pitch to try and get Dunn out on.
Time is called, and Adam Dunn is the one who called the time, and Lou Marson wants to run through the signs again too. See, Zimmerman's on first base, Hernandez on second base. Teams are combined for 12 runs, 17 hits tonight. Runners go. Pitch hit foul. We'll do it again.
Well, Tashner has a good fastball. That fastball at 92 miles an hour. He had that in a good spot. Just don't want these big hitters to get their arms extended and making contact. That's when you run into problems. Good breaking balls always get good hitters out. And fastballs in the right spot will do the same thing.
Let's go again. 3-2 pitch. Just misses. Little low off the inside corner, and the bases are now loaded. And Tashner's night might be done with Clay Condrey loosening up. We'll see what Charlie Manuel does with Elijah Dukes coming to the plate. The infielder's going to try to buy some time, and here comes Chuck. And he's heading out to Hunter Wendelstedt, so this might be a double switch. Greg Dobbs made the last out in the 5th inning. So Pedro Feliz might be coming in with Clay Condrey. Condrey has pitched well so far this year. Usually when a manager goes to the home plate umpire, there is a double switch that's going to be made. Dobbs' night is done. Jack Tashner's night is done as well. The bases are loaded. Clay Condrey, well, he's in a pickle as he comes into this ball game. Inning, Phillies and the Nationals tied at 6, and Clay Condrey is going to come into the ballgame with the bases loaded and 2 away. This is the 11th game for Condrey. He's been kind of cherry picking and pitching well. He's got 3 wins so far this year. 9 2/3 innings. He has struck out 9. And I'll tell you, Sarge, his ball has been moving so far this season.
Been moving, and does have a slider, has off-speed pitch there, that change up that he can throw. But he likes that ball in and out. He'll move the ball around. It's a big part of the game. He wants to shut down inning, of course, just to try and be able to, again, to keep the momentum on your side.
Just saw Pedro Feliz. He comes in as part of the double switch. So Feliz will bat in the number 9 spot. Here's Elijah Dukes with the bases loaded. First pitch is away. It's 1-0. Dukes has flied out to deep center. He's homered to Ashburn Alley. And he's flied out to left field. So he's 1 for 3. Big swing, and he was looking to untie this game, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, they're not questioning this kid's talent. They just need him to stay on the field. See what he's done with the bases loaded. Has one of those, I don't know if you call him a personal bodyguard or just a person that's with him to make sure that things go right, that he doesn't get into trouble. And good investment for the club, because again, it's just sometimes players find trouble for whatever reason it is, and a guy with this kind of talent, you want him playing on your field. He hits with no fear at the plate.
Three balls and 1 strike the count to Elijah Dukes. Well, if he hits with no fear, he's not going to have any fear here with this pitch. The on-deck hitter Austin Kurtz.
And this is the fastball count, 3-1. Pitchers that feel comfortable in throwing any of their off-speed pitches, this would definitely be the time. Condrey did get a fastball that he swung at that was up in the zone.
Oh, he helped him out there. He went after that pitch. And it's 3-2.
Boy, that ball 91 had some serious sink on the ball. That is your classic check swing, and yeah, he did. Elijah trying to cheat. That's what I'm saying. That fastball, 3-1, looking fastball. He was trying to get the bat head out on it.
Well, the runners take their lead. They'll be off on this pitch. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a chopper foul. Pat Listash. Fields in the third base coach's box, so everybody will restart again. Hernandez back to third. Zimmerman to second base. Dunn to first base. And Clay Condrey in the ball game for Jack Tashner. Trying to retire Elijah Dukes and keep this at a 6-6 game.
Well, that runner at third base, you don't want to be in the way of running down hard. You want to run to the outside.
Ball 4. And Condrey has just walked in a run, and the Nationals retake the lead. So 3 straight walks by the Phillies pitching staff. And this rally began when Anderson Hernandez's line drive went off the glove of Shane Victorino. And the bases now remain loaded. That run charged to the lineup Tashner. It's now 6 walks issued by the Phillies staff in this game. The bases remain loaded for Austin Kearns, who is 1 for 2. Kearns taking all the way, takes one inside for ball 1.
Seems to be an epidemic for sure with all of the walks. We've seen that all over the league. These guys having a difficult time in finding the strike zone or feeling comfortable with their pitches.
That one's into the air to straightaway center field. Not deep. Victorino's got a beat on it, and the inning is over. So Condrey manages through this inning. He allows just 1, picking up for Jack Tashner. The Nationals retake the lead. Ball is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. And by your local Chevy dealers. Well, last of the 6th inning, Phillies are going to play from behind once again. It'll be Marcin Feliz. And then the top of the order against Chiron Martis, who's allowed 6 runs so far, 4 on a grand slam by Ryan Howard, which was in the 5th inning. A grand slam, by the way, for Howard moves him into second place, a tie for second place in franchise history. He's tied with Bobby Abreu, Willie Jones, Chuck Klein, and Cy Williams for the most grand slams in Phillies history. Marson takes on another pitch low. It's 2-0.
Well, the thing you like about that pitch, though, Ryan Howard going down and getting that pitch, you can tell that he's learning year by year on selection of pitches, doing a much better job in spring training this year.
Julian Tavares is up and loosening of the pen for the Nationals. Washington has rebuilt its bullpen since the last time the Phillies saw the Nats down in D.C.
Tavares has a clean hat for a change. Usually has a lot of pine tar on his hat.
Well, no, it's not a lot of pine tar, so it's a lot of rosin, right?
Whatever it was pretty sticky.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll have that problem now. His hat's a lot cleaner.
Ball 4 to Marson, so he draws the leadoff walk. I wonder how long Manny Acta's going to wait. He's not going to wait any longer. He's coming out of the dugout. So he's already signaled to the pen. So Tavares is going to come in for Martis, who lasts 5+ innings tonight. And his body language certainly changed after giving up that grand slam to Ryan Howard. So the young right-hander will pass things off to the veteran right-hander here at Citizens Bank Park in a 1-run ball game. In fact, it finishes up at 7:05 on Wednesday. Tomorrow's a big night here at the ballpark. Not only does Cole Hamels get the start, it's always a big night when Cole's on the mound, but it's also the Charlie Manuel Bobble figurine given out to all fans. Compliments of Toyota. Tickets are still available. You can log on to Phillies.com. Julian Tavares in his 11th ball game for the Nationals, so both teams now into their pens. He has struck out 12, which I think is kind of high, and 8 1/3 for Julian Tavares.
Wow, and not a lot of walks. Usually he will walk a lot of hitters. He's one of those type of pitchers, however, that can be intimidating. He will throw the ball in on right-handers. Pretty big, tall guy.
Great numbers against the opposition. They're hitting just 107 against him so far.
Well, there's some of that intimidation. And not afraid to throw inside. He can get wild. Doesn't look like it so far this year.
Well, they'll face Pedro Feliz batting for the first time. Feliz came in as part of a double switch in the top of the 6th inning. Pedro had a good day yesterday against the Marlins at a 3-hit day, batting with a runner on first and nobody out. And he takes a sinker at the knees for strike. It's 0-1.
A lot of times hitters that end up having a good day like to carry that on into that next day. However, though, the way things are going, and he realizes that he'll be doing the majority of the playing, and hasn't hit very well against Tavares. Again, that's some of that intimidation, but needed Dobbs to get some swings. As long as he doesn't bail, and that means taking that right shoulder and leaving it, he'll be just fine.
Well, today's birthdays. Pedro is 34 years old today. Chris Carpenter's 34. Happy birthday, Pedro. It's my mom's birthday today, too, Sarge.
Oh, happy birthday, then, huh?
Runner goes. That pitch is hit in the air toward left field. Dunn going back to the warning track to the wall. Reaches up and it's off his glove. It's in play. Marson stopped between second and third. He'll be held at third. And the Phillies have runners on second and third. And again, suspect defense for the Nationals.
Oh, no doubt about it. Happy birthday again, Pedro, getting that double off the wall. Again, just talked about it. As long as he doesn't bail at the plate, he's going to do some damage. It allows you to maximize your ability. This is the problem as well. Look at that breaking ball that he stays on. Tavares looking and he can't believe it. Dunn drifting on the ball. That's the reason that he didn't catch it as a fielder. You want to bust that to the wall and then be able to look up and catch it.
Sounds strange, but if he had busted back to the wall, it would have been a routine grab.
No doubt.
So now the infield is back. Manny Acta's had trouble with his team's defense all year, and trouble again here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Two runners in scoring position. Rollins has a single tonight, and he takes one low for a ball.
Well, very hard to judge pitching if you don't have good defense, or at least solid defense. There's some balls that should be caught, and then you got pitchers that get their ERA up there, and again, sometimes it's a little bit unfair.
Mike Hinckley loosening up in the pen for the Nationals, a left-hander. And he is up, no doubt, for Utley, for Howard, maybe to move Victorino over to the right side of the plate. Marson's on third. Phillies is on second base. Jimmy, good numbers against Tavares for his career, 8 for 24. Well, he's ahead, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, he'll do the job if he can get it right at the second baseman and drive it in a run. Unless it's a ground ball. If he hits it to first base, Nick Johnson will be coming home. The ball is just hit halfway decent. Zimmerman, he's at the top, third baseman.
Pop up behind third, slicing toward foul territory. Zimmerman is back, so is the shortstop Gonzalez. It's a fair ball off of Gonzalez's glove. 1 run scores. Phillies stops at third, and the game is tied at 7. Now they're going to score that a double for Jimmy Rollins. It's a tough play for both Zimmerman and Gonzalez. And Manny Acta has seen this before.
I got to tell you, you got to have a little bit of luck, and that was some luck right there for J. Rowe to have a double, drive in a run. First of all, for no one to be able to catch it, it lands in no man's land, but it's fair. And then it kicks away. You can see Zimmerman trying to catch it and jumping over his teammate. Oh, boy.
Well, the ball tipped off of Zimmerman's glove, Gonzalez's glove, and Marson is all smiles. And now the infield is in with nobody out and runners on second and third. Victorino's got 2 hits tonight. Takes one low. It's 1-0. Sarge, that was a tough play. I mean, that's not one that's easy to catch right there, right?
No, that was a tough play again. Dunn had no chance for that particular ball.
Well, he wasn't even in the neighborhood.
No, and the way the ball was slicing down, it would have been one of those just great plays if Zimmerman could have actually caught the ball, and you don't have time to call for it.
2-0 to Victorino. Shane in very limited at-bats against Tavares. Has 3 hits, 2 extra base hits. A base hit here should score 2 with Rollins' speed at second base.
Kearns has a good arm in right field. Dunn in left field would be able to score usually with no problem. Doesn't have a good arm. There's Kearns in right field. There's Dunn in left field.
Dukes has a good arm in center,
yep.
But he's deep. 2-0 the count, and he waves at a breaking ball, and it's 2-1.
Different swing. That swing is a lot longer. You want to be short when you get guys on base. Again, that's a slider that's coming in on Victorino. Situation here, you want to make contact. You'd like to be able to pull the ball if you do. Hopefully pull it right into the hole.
Boy, Tavares did a little Louis T out there as he came to the plate. And he spun back towards second. That chased Rollins back to second. And then he came to the plate.
I see exactly what he did there. It looked like he was going to turn around. And again, that's a ball. A little bit better concentration for Victorino on that particular pitch.
Little nubber, glove by Tavares. Everybody holds a one-hopper to first. There's one away.
Well, the only smart thing he did on that play is not really throw the ball hard. He knew he had a lot of time, so he went up bouncing the ball to first base.
You think he did that on purpose?
I think, yeah. I mean, I don't think he would have loved to have thrown it there, but yeah, you can see when he's throwing the ball, he just kind of forced it right down on the ground.
I kind of think that's taking a chance there.
Well, he was taking a chance on it, but again, he didn't throw the ball where it was thrown hard, as he has bad demeanor about coming off the mound there. Now take a look at it, and maybe he slips a little bit, but look where he throws it, right down on the ground. Take another look at it, but he throws it soft. You see how he right there on the ground. No doubt about it.
He did do it on purpose.
No doubt in my mind.
Dave Concepcion from Tavares. He's out of the ball game. Mike Hinckley is the new pitcher. We'll tell you about him when we return. This game. Now they're looking for some more with one out, and the Nationals will turn to left-hander Mike Hinckley. This is his 12th game. He's done a nice job. Lefties are hitting under 100 against him. His ERA at 2.08. And 8 2/3 innings so far, but he's walked 9. And lefties are hitting under 100, but he has issued 9 free passes in this on this season. So he's on to face Chase Utley. And no doubt Ryan Howard. Chase is 1 for 2 in this ball game. Robbed of a base hit in the third. He singled to right his last time up. The infield is halfway all the way around. And that hit him right in the leg, and Utley is aboard. The bases are loaded. Must be hard sometimes for Manny Acta to watch things unfold for this team.
Well, you start seeing it night in and night out, guys hand catching the ball. And Manny, one of those type of managers that you can see the crowd getting on their feet for Ryan Howard coming up, hoping for more big things from the big fella.
Well, they got a big thing last time, a grand slam for Howard.
And a breaking ball goes out and hits it and just drives the ball straight away center field.
So he's up here with the bases loaded and one away. 15 RBIs now for Howard. Lefty against lefty. And that one's over his head.
Obviously not trying to do that on a breaking pitch. Starting it not over the zone. And then too, when you're hitting balls like Howard, it will put a little bit of fear into you.
There's a breaking ball that drops in for a strike, and it evens things up at 1-1. Ryan had 5 hits on the road trip. Another breaking ball pulled foul. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Boy, he'd be lucky on that pitch that Ryan Howard didn't drive that ball somewhere. That's 2 breaking balls in a row.
He's had 47 home runs against lefties. A lot of his home runs against left-handers go the other way. Lays off a pitch. It's in the dirt. Howard was waving Phillies home and then slowed him up.
Yeah, maybe if you got Victorino over there, maybe J-Rowe might have taken a chance, providing you got the right kind of a jump. Phillies not the fastest runner, not wanting to take a chance. Now you watch Howard, he's bringing him in, saying, come on, come on, come on.
Nope. There. 2-2 the count. Breaking ball line right at Nick Johnson, a double play. How about that? He hit it sharply with the bases loaded, but right at the first baseman, and the inning is over. Phils get one back, strand a couple. We've played 6.
Well, it's a summertime night here, and the ball is flying out of this ballpark. Ryan Zimmerman's hit 2 long ones tonight. That's his first one. Then Elijah Duke, the longest one of them all. This thing goes on to Ashburn out. 5-2 game. After this home run, it's 6-2. And the Nationals looked like they had a nice lead. However, Ryan Howard with the bases loaded, another slider. He saw slider after slider, 1 fastball, and 1 slider too many. Hit it out of the ballpark for a grand slam home run. 6-6. Now it's 7-7.
Well, he hit the ball hard his last time up, too, right at Nick Johnson to finish off that 6th inning. So here's Condrey, who goes to work. Again, mentioned before that Condrey has hung around for 3 wins. He's pitched well this year. And, you know, if the Phillies can come back here in the bottom of the 7th inning and he's still in, he might have a chance for another one.
Well, this is a game you like to have the last at bat.
Jesus Flores 0 for 2. He's grounded to short. And he was robbed on a fantastic play by Victorino. his last time up. Lines that one foul, and it's 1-2. Now the distance of all these home runs, I mean, all of them over 400 feet, obviously, have just been unbelievably impressive. The 2 by Zimmerman, the 1 by Dukes, the 1 by Ryan Howard to straightaway center field. Marcy might have been crossed up on that pitch.
Yeah, he just kind of boxed it. Hit right in the pocket of the glove.
Count will remain 2-2. Joe Blanton started this game. He went 4 1/3, allowed 8 hits. Gave up a home run to Ryan Zimmerman in the 3rd inning. Another one to Zimmerman in the 5th inning. Then Jack Tashner took over. Tashner charged with 1 run and an inning in the 3rd. Now it's Condrey. Good sinker. And Flores is down on strikes for out number 1. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. One away for Alberto Gonzalez. He's 0 for 2 with a sac fly. Chopper toward 3rd. Phillies has time, throws him out. So a 2 away. Condrey will now face Josh Willingham, who is going to pinch hit for the Nationals. Willingham hit a home run against the Phillies down at Nationals Park in that 2-game split. He's just hitting 133, that home run against the Phils, the only homer he's hit. He hasn't had a lot of at-bats. He's only had 30 at-bats.
They have Kip Wells up in the bullpen, the guy who's dominated the Phillies throughout his career as a starter. Pittsburgh, and then I think he beat him in a game with the Cardinals one time. He's 5-1 lifetime against him with a 2.45 earned run average.
On the outside corner, a sinker at 91. It's 1-1. Home run that Willingham hit against the Phillies down in D.C. was his 10th career home run against the Phils. After watching Jeremy Hermida this past weekend, you wonder if the Marlins wish they still had him in left field.
Well, he had trouble with that win yesterday.
1-2 the count to Willingham.
Well, the trade worked out for a while for the Marlins because Bonifacio got off to a great start, but now he's come back to earth.
Yeah, it was Willingham and Scott Olson who were traded for Emilio Bonifacio. Clay Condrey was on the Phillies pregame show today on the radio, and he said, "I'll go on. We'll talk some fishing. I don't want to talk numbers though." It's because he's had such a good start. Just misses on that pitch, and it's 3-2.
Can you talk fishing?
Well, I didn't do the interview. Jim Jackson had to do it, so I'm sure he could talk a little fishing.
Can you?
No, I cannot.
I can't either. I've never heard you talk fishing.
Might have been a time. On the inside corner, called strike 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Nationals here in the 7th inning. 2 strikeouts for Condrey, and it remains a 7-7 game. trivia quiz. Answer. What clan became the first three-generation family to play Major League Baseball? Wheels, you got an answer for that? I know you're posing for photos with the World Series trophy.
The
what
first
clan?
Was it the Bells?
No, I thought you would get this one. It was the Boones.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Ray, Bob, and Brett Boone. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Philly prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. Wheels was busy while we were asking that question. He was raising up the World Series trophy. Come on, Wheels. Can you do it?
We'll show it for the fans.
Don't drop it.
There it is right there.
Okay.
They want to take pictures of it. Yeah.
It's been on display. There are a lot of people panicking right now that he's lifting it up like that because we're not sure what's in here. All right.
It's about done is what it is.
World Series trophy's been on display tonight here at the ballpark. Will continue to be on display tomorrow through the fifth inning and also on Wednesday through the fifth inning. And it'll be down at the base, the foot of the left field ramp, right where you can get a Schmitter, right in that same area.
Boy, that thing's pretty neat, isn't it?
Sure is.
Wow.
Jason Worth, the batter, and he's facing Kip Wells.
Tom, it's heavy.
It is heavy, but you did a nice job lifting it up.
It's very heavy.
Well, as we look at the World Series trophy, I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's been making tours. It's like the Stanley Cup around the Delaware Valley. Well, this is your chance to come to the ballpark and get your photo taken with it. And maybe Wheels will stop by and you get your photo taken with Wheels, too. Jason Worth hits one sharply on the ground to third. Ryan Zimmerman takes care of him, and there's one away.
We don't want to ruin the shot with a trophy now.
Well, there's a lot of folks that were holding up their phones, their cameras. They're still holding up their phones. That just got you holding it up.
They were just yelling at me, hold it up there, hold it. I said, it's not as easy as you think. When you're sitting, I mean, you need to stand up for that baby.
All right, well, here's what they really wanted. They wanted you to stand up and do the wheeler. They didn't want you to hold the trophy.
That's enough of that.
Come on. Here's Raul Ibanez with one away.
I'll tell you what, it is pretty cool sitting here with this on
great
the counter like this.
Ibanez takes one for a strike. It's 0-1.
How about the guys that took it around all year, huh?
Well, Craig and Ryan did a great job the entire offseason. In fact, they're still doing it. They're making a tour basically around the country. Anaheim, Orlando.
They're right behind us right now. They're going to let it out of their sight.
We were in Pottsville together at one point. Maroons, that was a good place. They've been down at the base of the left field ramp the entire night.
You know what's kind of neat about it, as you were talking about, it gets its own seat on the airplanes.
I didn't know that. Gets its own ticket.
Yeah.
1-1 to Ibanez. Good sinker, and it's 1-2. Well, we went to some interesting places this offseason. Met a lot of great Phillies fans. York, Pennsylvania. That was pretty far. We went out there. Bloomsburg University. We went up there. We were a little late there. There were about 500 people there waiting to get their photo taken with us. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it gets away from Flores. Ibanez hustling up the first base line, and there are two away. So 2 outs here in the 7th inning. And Eric Bruntlett will pinch hit for Clay Condrey. It's a good play by Flores because that ball squirted away a pretty good distance, and he had to make an off-balance throw.
He did a great job of blocking that one breaking ball in the dirt to Ryan Howard. Or that would have been a wild pitch when the bases were loaded. You know, you always have to anticipate it bouncing the opposite direction. And you saw him, the ball hit one way, and he had already moved for it to come back to him, and he blocked it.
First pitch to Bruntlett hit foul.
Then Howard 2 pitches later hit the line drive into the double play to end the inning. So the Phillies only got 1 run out of that inning with all the luck they were having.
Ryan has hit a lot of balls into the shift. That was not into the shift. That was just right at the first baseman.
It was just right into Nick Johnson's glove.
Yeah, a big one too. 1-1 the count to Bruntlett. Eric is 3 for 16 this year. He's made 2 starts. Wells was part of the revamping of the Washington bullpen. Talk about revamping the bullpen. There are times during the course of a season when a team's struggling, and the Nationals are with 4 wins. That bullpen was really hurting after the Phillies left Washington. And Manny Acta, he let him have it. And he basically came out and said, we're making changes. And if they don't work out, we're going to make more changes.
Well, Kip Wells at one time was a pretty good pitcher. You know, his numbers aren't that great, but he could crank up some good games. He used to throw around 94, 95 mile an hour. Really good fastball. See his numbers. You know, he's had just an average or below average major league career. He's been besieged by some injuries, but he always had good luck against the Phillies. For whatever reason, he pitched well against them.
Wheels, the trophy's leaving.
See you guys. Nice job. Thanks.
Count remains 2-2 to Eric Bruntlett. See Wells' career numbers that Wheels talked about before. 2.45 ERA. Not sure what it is with certain guys. I mean, they get it in their mind to pitch well against a certain team, and it carries over.
He had a real good curveball one day. This guy was a very good hitting pitcher, too. Hit a center field home run in Pittsburgh in that big ballpark.
Four career home runs for Kip Wells.
Yep, there you go. Remember him as being a guy when he would pitch against a team, you had to regard him as another hitter in the lineup.
They got Bruntlett on a sinker as he's down on strikes. It's a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the 7th inning for Kip Wells. We move on to the 8th. Top of the order due up for Washington. $15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 800-947-AUTO. By Chrysler, Employee Pricing Plus is now in its final month at your Chrysler dealer. Everyone gets our employee price, plus generous cash allowances. And by McDonald's, introducing McDonald's McCafe coffees. Try hot or cold iced mochas, lattes, and cappuccinos. McDonald's, I'm loving it. 7-7 game here in the top of the 8th inning. Scott Air, the new pitcher. This is his 8th game for the Phillies this year. No wins, no losses, a 0.00 ERA. Now, normally, he would be a situational guy, but I think, Wheels, he might be in here for an inning if he can get through it.
Well, we'll see if they get a right-hander up, Tom, because, you know, I agree with you. The only problem is Zimmerman. And I know what you're saying because you got Dunn. You got Switch, you want to turn around, then he left, then Zimmerman, then left again, and Dunn. So I would think, well, I thought maybe they'd have a right-hander ready just in case. Like Madsen. There's Zimmerman. Boy, is he hot. Look at the balls he's hit tonight.
His bullpen quiet right now. 1-1 the count.
I think Condrey did a good job. You know, the worst thing in the world when he walked Dukes. I know he walked in a run. But Dukes is really hot and dangerous. And Kearns swings the bat pretty well, but Dukes was more dangerous. So he walked the run, and then he got Kearns out to end the inning and just gave up the one.
That one caused Hernandez to dance a little bit. And it's 2-1. Hernandez got a couple doubles. Look how Scott Air delivers to the plate. And he knew as soon as he released that ball that it was going to be at the feet of Hernandez. It just slipped out of his hand.
Scott Air has a delivery with a little deception, and it kind of hangs back a little. And he has a really good slider to left-handed batters. And, you know, that's what they want him more as a situation left-hander, left-handed hitters. But in this case, you know, he's going to deal with some right-handers, it would appear.
That one's into the knees for a strike. It's 3-2. Hernandez struck out his first time up, grounded to second in the second. And a couple of doubles, including one off the glove of Shane Victorino. Just missed down low, ball 4. And Hernandez draws the walk, and that is the 7th walk issued by Phillies pitching in tonight's game. Phillies have done a nice job this year not walking a whole lot of guys. In fact, they led the league in fewest walks allowed. They've given up 7 tonight. Johnson is hitless in 3 official at-bats. He walked in the 3rd and scored ahead of Ryan Zimmerman on his first home run. He was trying to bunt him up to second base.
Well, that looked like a sacrifice. It looked like he was squaring early to give himself up, and then have Zimmerman come up.
That could be why. I just saw those numbers, 1 for 12 against Scott Air.
Yep. And the game situation dictates it a little bit here in the 8th inning.
Not squaring there. Takes one off the inside corner. It's 2-0, and Marston's going to pay a mound visit to Air. Times when guys just can't find the spot. Charlie watched Joe Blanton struggle somewhat early on, trying to find his spot after that first inning. Joe looked so good in the first inning, striking out the side.
And he seemed to have real fastball command problems after that. He just couldn't throw his fastball where he wanted and got hurt, or ran deep counts and got hurt.
Toss over to first. Hernandez has got good wheels, so they're trying to keep him close. That one's hit in the air to right field. Worth going back. It's deep, and it is long gone into the second deck. Man, we've seen some long home runs. And the Nationals retake the lead 9-7.
There's no cheapies tonight. Looked like a fastball down the middle, and he just crushed it. So he can throw away that, what was it, 1 for 12?
Yeah. That's an 11-game hitting streak also for Nick Johnson, his second home run.
I wish he'd gotten the bunt down.
I mean, we saw a second deck shot by Zimmerman earlier over the Geico side. We don't see many balls hit to left that way. Now we see a second deck shot by Johnson. This one was over toward the gap, too. That was a pretty good shot.
That was a long one.
And there's Zimmerman. He's got 2 homers tonight. And it's 9-7 Washington, each team with 10 hits. Nick Johnson's uncle never hit him that far.
No. Bo would have had trouble hitting one up there with a fungo bat from second base.
How about a golf ball?
They could do that. He could do that, yeah. Nick Johnson's uncle Larry Bow. Nick used to come around when Bo was a player with the Phillies in the 70s. He used to come around and was a little kid running around Candlestick. Come there with his sister Paula. and bat boy for the Phillies. Take BP sometimes.
That one's in for a strike. It's 3-1. Four home runs for the Nationals in this game. Phillies have the one by Howard. So 15 home runs between these two teams in the 3 games that they've played. It's a lot of home runs.
Yep.
There's ball 4.
And Ayer's been good this year, but he's having a shaky outing tonight.
Rich Doobie's going to try to settle him down, and now the bullpen starts to stretch a little bit. Happ is to the right. Durbin is in the middle.
Fastball right down the middle, and he knew it. You see Marson like, oh, I wish I could have caught that one before he swung at it. And that is a long one.
And it comes flying down from the second deck.
Where'd that start? At Wrigley?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't imagine it started anywhere else. That's the only place I remember it started.
And now it's prevalent
in every ballpark. Although Sarge says that at Wrigley, folks have learned to bring an extra ball with them, and they throw that one out and they keep the home run ball.
Yeah. There's Nick Johnson, who, when he is healthy, is another guy who's a heck of a player. He's just been hurt so much.
Here's Adam Dunn, and he takes a pitch to the knees. It's 0-1. Well, there was some question before the year started who was going to play first base. Would it be this guy, Adam Dunn, or Nick Johnson? They also had Dimitri Young, who's rehabbing right now, and it seems like he's always rehabbing. But yeah, you're right. When Johnson's healthy, he's not only a good defensive first baseman, but he's a heck of a hitter. And he seems to have found a home in the number 2 spot in this order. That one's in there for strike 2. It's 1-2 to Adam Dunn.
Well, as we said, the way the ball's flying tonight, it's good to have the last at bat.
The Phillies will have 6 outs to try to erase this 2-run deficit. You know, Ryan Howard is going to want another at bat after his grand slam in the 5th inning. He also hit the ball hard his next time up. 2-2. Adam Dunn with 282 career home runs, and he's hit some long ones, including that one down in D.C. against Joe Blanton. It's that one in the air, deep to right field. That's a long one. Another 2-run shot just under the second deck, and it's now 11-7. And that's his 3rd hit of the night. I'd like to see the Nationals' numbers against everybody else in the league, because they've been hitting against the Phillies.
I'd like to see the total distance on these homers tonight. Oh, there's another long one. Well, Dunn he hits them as high as anybody, and that was one of those high, as Harry used to call them, towering drives. And there's no doubt it was just a matter of how far it was going to go. Heck, it only went in the lower stands.
Yep.
That's a pop fly homer tonight. No, that one's deep too.
Yeah, that's toward the last row of the lower stands.
That's way. I thought it was going to the upper deck.
I think everybody in the upper deck thought it was going into the upper deck. They were all standing there waiting for it. They were going to throw it back, but they wanted to catch it. 11-7.
I would have hit the old steamboat out there in Cincinnati where he used to hit them. The riverboat or whatever that is they have up there in the right center field area.
Talking to Jim Riggleman.
Hare was one of those guys who hadn't given up a homer yet.
Two and 2 to Elijah Duke. Still nobody out here in the top of the 8th inning. Well, the 2 guys that have had 2-run home runs in this game or in this inning standing next to each other. They're not alone though. They got company. The guy at the plate is homered. That was back in the 3rd. Ryan Zimmerman has hit 2.
And Elijah Dukes hit his. Well, I gotta think his was the longest.
Yeah, I think his was longer than the one that Nick Johnson just said. Third walk of the inning by Air. And still nobody out. Jay Happ is loosening in the pen. Charlie and Rich Doobie conferring. If Happ is ready, Charlie's going to go get Air. And here comes Chuck.
One of those nights.
Well, both managers have a path out to that mound. Charlie Magno was just hoping that that path wasn't going to be used in the latter end of this game. But he's going to get Scott Air. Jay Happ is going to come into the ball game. We've got a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. It's 11-7 Washington. Only on Comcast Sportsnet. I don't know if anybody, as they were driving home from the ballpark last night, we arrived in the middle of the third quarter of that Sixers Magic game. And I'm sitting there listening to Tom McGinnis call that game as Jay Happ comes in for the Phillies. And going into the fourth quarter, I didn't think the Sixers had a chance to get back in that ball game, and they made it a game.
Yeah.
Came down right to the wire.
Beat with a 3 with what, a second?
Yep.
1.1.
7th game for Jay Happ. No wins, no losses. A 4.76 ERA. He's allowed 9 hits and 11 in the third. Happ on with Elijah Dukes at first. And 4 runs across here in the 8th inning. That one's hit in the air to left field. Raul Ibanez gazing at it. It's way up there. It's going to stay in the yard. Man. Oh, there's one away.
He'll get all over Kearns and tell him he's weak. And did he just miss one?
That ball was a mile high.
Well, every once in a while a guy will just miss a home run.
Wow. 2,537 feet of home runs tonight. Dunn's was the shortest at 393. Johnson's was at 428. I thought his was a little farther than that.
That's a half a mile, huh?
Yeah, Zimmerman. Boy, Zimmerman's was longer than Duke's. Flores takes one in the inside corner. Zimmerman's ball went over the Geico sign in left center field, the second deck. Look, they're getting on Kearns right now.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. They're going to get all over him. But what, you can't hit one out? What are you, weak? Oh, he just missed it.
Flores broke a bat looper, humpback liner to Phillies. Bat goes farther than the ball. Yeah, there are 2 outs.
Hey, you have one of these nights, and that's what's happening right now. And, we said before the game or at the beginning of the game, that it was hot here tonight. And it felt like summertime, and you could see some balls really fly. Well, not this many. The Reds had, I think they hit 8 or 9 one night at Veterans Stadium. That's still a record, I think, against the Phillies. That was one of the darndest shows I ever saw a team put on.
Alberto Gonzalez. That one's taken inside. He is the 8th man to bat in this inning. And he began when Anderson Hernandez walked. He's one of 3 walks issued by Scott Air. Two and 0 the count.
They hit 9 that night.
That's
the
a
Reds
lot.
did. 19-9, September of '99. Eddie Taubensee hit 2.
That's the guy you would figure would hit 2.
Yeah, the catcher. Aaron Boone had 1, or Brett Boone. Dimitri Young, Hammonds,
The pitcher. Or Jeffrey.
Who's Jeffrey Hammonds?
Not Chris Hammond.
No. Pokey Reese.
There's a strike at the D's. It's 3-1.
Vaughn, who hit a bunch of them for the Reds. Johnson and Lewis. That was the Lewis that the Phillies eventually had, the infielder. 9 homers in 1 game.
Ball 4. Gonzalez draws the 4th walk of the inning for the Nationals. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, we head over to the American League. The Tigers, the first place Tigers, I might add, have defeated the Yankees 4-2. CC Sabathia is now 1-2. The Yankees have lost 4 straight. Only lost 4 straight one time last year. They've already lost 4 straight this season. Justin Verlander gets his first win. Here's Roddy Belliard, who's going to pinch hit.
Yeah, Kip Wells comes out of the bullpen, has a chance to pick up a win with a solid inning of relief.
I thought they might leave him in, particularly with this 4-run lead.
Told you he beats the Phillies.
Belliard takes a strike, and it's 0-1. I'm banking on this, though, Wheels, that this 4-run deficit may not hold up tonight, the way the ball's jumping.
Be hard to disagree with that. Just got to stop the bleeding here, though.
Belliard's hitting .211. Phillies played the Nationals down in D.C. He was battling back problems. I think he just apologized to Lou Marson. I think he may have hit him with the bat accidentally. Well, Happ worked ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Belliard. Just 4 for 19. Gonzalez on first. Dukes on second. If you haven't homered in the inning, you've walked. Unless you've popped out to left or third, too. Those are the 2 outs in this 8th inning. Broke a bat roller toward third. Feliz goes the short way to second. Well, he just discarded that bat, which was in his peripheral vision. And the inning is finally over. 9 come to the plate. 2 leave the yard. 2 2-run home runs, 1 by Johnson, 1 by Dunn. It's 11-7 Washington. Hey, there's still various season ticket plans that are available. If you're interested, you can call 215-463-5000. Log on to Phillies.com. Here are the plans. There are 13 or 14 partial plans. The 11-game Sunday plans that are available. What it gives you is postseason ticket access. It's the best way, and really the only way in some cases, to see the Mets and the Marlins games. Again, you can log on to Phillies.com. Justin Maxwell is the new left fielder for the Nationals. He'll come on for Adam Dunn. He'll bat in Dunn's spot. Garrett Mock enters the game, and he'll take over for Kip Wells, who went a scoreless 7th inning. This is the 4th game for Garrett Mock. He was part of the bullpen changes that the Nationals made after the Phillies left Washington. So he'll come on and try to pitch the 8th inning. He might even be in there to pitch the 9th, depending on if it's a safe situation for Joel Hanrahan. And Mock will face Lou Marson. There's Adam Dunn after his long home run, the shortest of the ones hit tonight. He's taking a seat on the bench. Shortest at 393 feet. Lou Marson leads it off, bottom of the 8th inning. Phillies trail it by 4. And Marson takes a sinker at the knees for strike 1. It's 0-1.
This guy's done a good job for him, Mock. He has pretty good curveball. Tom just said sinking fastball, slider, changeup. Looks like he's the 8th inning guy.
That's a pretty good breaking pitch to go ahead 0-2. Nationals bullpen has an ERA of 5.02. Had an ERA of 5.02 coming into this game. And you look around Major League Baseball, Wheels, there are 5 teams in the National League who have an ERA of 5. Their bullpens have an ERA of 5 or more. There are 5 teams in the American League that have an ERA of over 6 and 1 over 7.
Wow.
So, you know, bullpens have been an issue across the board, it seems, in Major League Baseball.
Well, it depends on your starters, too. You know, if your starters get blown out early, you can overuse guys real fast and overexpose them.
Marson pulls the count even 2-2. There just seem to be a lot of highlights, late game heroics around the league, and I was surprised to see that so many teams were struggling right now with their bullpen. And Marson's frozen on that one. He's down on strikes. It's the 3rd straight batter to go down on strikes for the Phillies, and there's one away here in the 8th inning. From Citizens Bank Park, along with Chris Wheeler, I'm Tom McCarthy. It's a summer feel to this ball game. The ball's certainly jumping the way it would in the summer. The Washington Nationals lead at 11-7. And Pedro Feliz, who reached on a double his last time up, will bat for the 2nd time tonight since coming in as part of a double switch for Greg Dobbs.
Got to look at that real good curveball at Garrett Mock.
He loops that one to right center field. It's a base hit for Feliz. He'll hold up at first, and Pedro, who yesterday finished the ball game with 3 hits, has 2 hits tonight.
Now you're thinking rally, as you mentioned, Tom. They do not have another left-hander. Here's a strikeout from Mock. Look at this curveball. He has a real good one, and it's tight, quick, and he'll freeze some guys. Now they're going to get Hanrahan up right now, who's their closer.
Mock will deal with Jimmy Rollins with a runner on first. Feliz not really being held on. And it's 1-0.
Phillies faced the Nationals earlier this year. They had 2 left-handers available. Actually, they had 3, I think.
Yeah, Bimel's on the DL with a hip flexor injury. Hinckley was in the bullpen at that time. And he's a left-hander who the Phillies have already seen in tonight's game. Manny Acta laying down the signs of what they should do for Pedro Feliz.
Yeah, Ledesma too.
Right, that's right. Will Ledesma.
I thought they had 3.
Two and 1 the count. I wonder if Hanrahan needs work. He did pitch in Saturday's game against the Mets. He went an inning in that ball game, so it's not like he's been a few days without working.
Well, they have won many games, and they can smell one here, and they want to get it. They won their first road game of the year yesterday.
3 balls, 1 strike, the count to Rollins.
And it's pretty easy watching this one tonight to think that runs can be scored quickly.
Absolutely. Phillies got 4 in the 5th, tied at 6. Nationals got 4 in the 8th as Rollins sends this one into the gap in right center field. Phillies fly into third. He's being held up by Sam Perlazo. That's a good call. That ball came in very quickly, and Rollins is on second base with his second double.
Yeah, great job by Sam Perlazo there, because Phillies is not a good runner, and you're down by 4 runs, and they had a relay working there that they could have gotten. Sam has done a very good job coaching first base early here in the season, just in 1 month into the season. You know, it's only 398 feet out there. It's not a real deep center field. So at that point, that was a great job by Duke, too, getting it back in. Here comes Phillies, and you got to stop him. He's out if he keeps going, if they make any kind of throw home.
He was waving him and then stopped him at the last minute.
Good job by Sam.
Here's Victorino. The infield is back with a 4-run lead. And runners on second and third. Shane's got a couple hits tonight. And he pulls a changeup foul past Davey Lopes.
Well, Shane Victorino is really a fastball hitter, and you're seeing more and more teams throw him a lot of junk. And you know, it's up to him to adjust to it and stay back.
Got a breaking ball in on the hands. Skies it to right. Kearns has it. Tagging from third, Phillies. Kearns' throw is going to third on 1 hop. And Rollins is there, and he hung on to the bag. He threw down the anchor as Phillies crossed the plate. It's a 3-run game. And boy, he has got a tremendous arm in right field.
Well, we talked about that earlier, Tom, how he could throw at one time. Had some elbow surgery, and he's back to maybe 3/4 of what he used to be. This guy, Austin Kearns, could throw with anybody at one time. Now, you know, he's starting to throw a lot better again. That's a really good throw. 1 hopper, and Jimmy almost flipped off the bag and somehow kept his foot on it.
Thank goodness he didn't twist anything, a knee or an ankle. So 11-8 the score. Runner on third. Phillies scored that run after getting a 1-out single. Big overshift again for Utley.
Yeah, and obviously they could care less about that run. They just want an out here. So they're in the overshift and everybody way back.
Gonzalez is the shortstop. He's standing behind second base. Fastball right down the chute, and it's 1-1. A lot of the Phillies hitters, and the Phillies lead the league in runs after the 7th inning, have good numbers, including Chase. Chase's, of his 5 home runs, you saw 3 have come after the 7th inning.
No left-hander available out there, so Utley, Howard, Ibanez are going to get swings of right-handers here, and they get some more men on base.
1-2 is pulled fair over the first base bag. It shoots off the wall, slips past the ball girl, and it's an RBI single for Chase Utley, and it's a 2-run game.
Here comes a tying run, as you said. And Manny Acta is going to go to Hanrahan right now.
So he's going to try to get a 4-out save from Joel Hanrahan. The Phillies are going to think otherwise. Manny Acta heads out to the mound. He's already signaled for his closer. And it's got to be exasperating at times to be Manny Acta, particularly here in 2009. He still has a 2-run lead, but again, the tying run is due up when we return. Well, it might be the Phillies or the Nationals now, but the Los Angeles Dodgers are coming to town beginning Tuesday, May 12th at 7:05. Tonight is a Hatfield Philly Frank Dollar Dog Night. Well, on Tuesday the 12th, it's also a Dollar Dog Night. Wednesday is a 7:05 start, and then Thursday is a Citizens Bank Business Person Special and a Modell Sporting Goods Senior Stroll the Bases. That's after the game. You can log on to Phillies.com now to get your tickets. Joel Hanrahan. It is ninth game. He's got 2 saves.
See what left-handed hitters are hitting off him, 300.
And overall, the opposition hitting 242. He's got a left-handed hitter, a right-handed hitter, and then Raul Ibanez. But there are 2 outs with Utley on first. Howard, the tying run. He's homered once tonight. And it's 1-0. And again, they have the drastic overshift with Hernandez back in shallow right. And that might be one of the reasons why Manny Acta brought him in to face Ryan Howard.
6 strikeouts. Hanrahan throws hard. He's a 91, 95 guy with a heavy sinker. Breaking ball too, but for the most part, he's going to throw hard. Hard slider, hard sinker. That was a breaking ball there, a hard slider.
That one's in the dirt, away from Flores, and Utley's going to be at second. So a wild pitch moves another runner into scoring position.
He's done a good job tonight, Flores, blocking balls in the dirt, but that one just got away from him.
So Howard ahead 2-1. Flores needs a little bit more time, so he's walking out to the mound.
Yeah, that one hurt.
See, Manny Acta is a little concerned.
Must have gotten him on the forearm. Or on the hand. It's hard to tell. See, Manny Acta asking Flores, are you okay? Like he wants to hear no. What am I going to do if you say no? Will Nieves is their backup.
Ooh, Howard tried to hold up. They appeal. No swing, says Doug Eddings. And it's 3-1.
Well, the Nationals wanted that call. Another slider.
Jason Worth waits on deck. Doing a little visualization.
I wonder if he'd even throw him a fastball.
I was thinking the same thing. First base open, although he's a tying run.
Right.
It's a breaking ball. Ball 4, and Howard draws the walk. So the tying run is on first. Jim Riggleman in the ear of Randy St. Clair. Jim is the bench coach, former Major League manager with the Cubs and the Padres. Jason Worth, who is 0 for 3 with a walk.
Yeah, he was not going to let Ryan Howard hurt him there. He's going to keep throwing him sliders, and if he got himself out, fine.
Hanrahan's last 4-out save was in August of last year against the Dodgers. 1 inning and a third. He would need 4 outs here for the save. Ball in the dirt. 1-0 to Worth. Ryan Howard was hitless in his career against Hanrahan. Worth is hitless in 7 at-bats. That you kind of understand more than Howard being hitless against Hanrahan.
Yeah.
Just because it's a righty against a righty, a guy with a good breaking pitch.
Well, his numbers against right-handers are very good.
He's having trouble finding location now.
That's where Jason Worth has to be patient. You have Ibanez. Here comes Randy St. Clair. You have Ibanez on deck. No lefty to come in to face him.
There's Raul. Raul tonight has a couple of hits. The Nationals made Joel Hanrahan the closer a season ago because they liked 2 of his pitches, the fastball and the breaking pitch. They also liked his makeup too.
He was with the Dodgers for a number of years. Seemed to find himself as a relief pitcher over here.
Yeah, he was one of the top prospects for the Dodgers for a couple of years.
Hard throw. He just overthrew that fastball there way outside.
Well, this game will be played again tonight at 1:38 a.m. and tomorrow at 6 a.m. on Comcast Sportsnet and the Comcast Network. It's 3-0. If you get a chance to watch this over again, this could be a big part of that replay. I don't see the expression change too much, but you know things are churning in the mind of Manny Acta and now Raul Ibanez.
And a long look by Worth down at Perlaza to see if he has a green light here. Probably not.
He was taken all the way, and it's a good pitch to take. 3-1.
Still don't have to chase here. Still have a pitch to play with if you're as a hitter.
Ball 4. The bases are loaded. Back-to-back walks for Hanrahan. And Raul Ibanez is being welcomed to the plate by the Phillies fans.
Pitcher spot is next, and Matt Stairs is ready. So you got 2 left-handed hitters coming up in a row now and can do damage.
Raul's got 2 hits tonight. The bases are loaded. It's a 2-run game. And that one's hit in the air, deep down the right field line. Fair, foul, gone! Yes, it is. It's a celebration here in Philadelphia. It's the 2nd grand slam of the ball game. It's the 8th of his career. The Nationals can't believe it. The Phillies fans can. They lead it by 2.
It's huge not having a left-hander to bring in. But these left-handed hitters coming up, and boy, have they done the job. That's the 4th time in Phillies history they've hit 2 grand slams in one game, tying their club record. Last time was in 03, Tomas Perez and Jason Michaels.
Some of the names are kind of interesting.
How about Billy McMillan and Mike Lieberthal?
Yeah. You know, Liebe's one that you would recognize, obviously. I mean, Tomas you would, but not as a home run hitter.
Boy, that guy is something.
He sure is. That was a bolt.
And you just figured he was going to get at least one good swing in that at bat, and he got it right away. Bang!
And a changeup to Stairs, and it's 1-2.
Talked about having the last at bat tonight. Well, the 8th inning, 6th spot after they threw up a 4. This is an unbelievable game.
Stairs down on strikes. The inning is over. 9 men come to the plate. And our 2nd grand slam of the night for the Phillies. They may not have the Nationals' distance, but they certainly have the drama. had a great month. He had a grand slam a few moments ago, and now Ryan Madson comes into the game in a save situation here in the top of the 9th inning. The Phillies lead it by 2. Brad Lidge did not even get up during that 8th inning. Madson was up. He's been up a couple of different times, and we're not sure if the carryover from Saturday's game with Brad Lidge, if Charlie Manuel wants to give him another day. Obviously, he wants to give him another day. Let's hope that Brad's okay.
Yeah, we have no idea, and we'll find out later.
So there's Brad.
Here's the grand slam, and he's looking fastball, and he got it. It tailed right over the plate, and the only chance for the Nationals were that this baby would hook, and it was hit too hard to hook. That was a trolley wire all the way out the right field. Look at his teammates.
Oh, Anderson Hernandez leads things off against Madson. Hernandez has been on base the last 3 times.
Hey, their big boys are going to get a chance to hit now too. This is some night.
Well, don't forget, Dunn is out of the game.
Oh, that's right.
Justin Maxwell came in for him to play left field. And this is the response to the left field fans when Raul came out to play defense. That's the reception he got. That's a high strike, and it's 2-1.
You think he's won over the fans?
Oh, the gradual nature of how they greet him with the Raul, it's gotten louder and louder as the days have gone on. I mean, even on the road, you can hear it now.
Well, now you got to get them out and have a heck of a come from behind win again.
A bunt up the first base line. It's traveling against Hernandez. Off balance throw goes right past him.
I thought he was going to let that go. That was really the only chance there.
I think they're pleading as to whether he reached first base or not, or went over the first base bag. The first base umpire, Dana DeMuth, said something to Chase Utley. So Chase reacted and tossed the ball to Howard. Lou Marson is saying that he was in the base line, and we've seen that before.
Here it is. It looked like it had a chance to go foul, but Ryan Madson, no, it didn't.
He's coming back.
Ryan did. Now see, does he turn? He turned the right way. He did not turn the wrong way. He turned to the right. He did not make any flinch at all to the left.
He went one step to the left wheels, but it's intent, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, if he does it, well, let's see it again. Did he flinch to the left?
I thought he stepped to the left, but I thought it was intent more than anything else.
Well, if they flinch, if they even flinch going to the left, then then you got a chance to get him.
Right there. Let's see how he went. Now, he may have been just on an angle.
He's just avoiding Howard, it looked like, yeah. But they did the right thing. I mean, they come over and tag him just in case.
So Anderson Hernandez is on for the 4th time tonight. Here's Nick Johnson.
And Ryan Madson read that perfectly. There was still a lot of real estate there. His only chance was to throw him out, or it was going to be a base hit.
Nick Johnson homered his last time up. That gave Washington a 9-7 lead.
That's what I mean. Some of their big, their big boys are still have a chance to hit. Here's one, and there's another one on deck. As you said, Dunn's out of the game, but Dukes is still available too. Now this will be a tough inning.
There's Adam Dunn looking on. He's just a patron right now. First pitch fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. Ryan Madson has saved 5 games in his career. He saved 1 last year. Saved 1 in 2007, 2 in 2006. That guy saved 41 last year. But he had a tough one on Saturday. Foul tip. It's 0-2. That's a good changeup by Madson.
Here's what Nick did his last time up. Long home run to right center field into the second deck.
Nationals have hit 5 home runs in this game. Phillies have hit 2, but they're grand slams. 0-2 pop foul.
Yep, tying their club record. There's one of the guys that hit one. Raul Ibanez and Ryan Howard.
And Wheels, you didn't mention the first duo to hit grand slams in a game. I don't know if you remember rolling out of the cradle to see this one, but Ralph Miller and Lee Meadows did it 1921.
No, I didn't even go to there. I was going with names I knew.
0-2 to Johnson. Swing and a looper down the left field line. On the run, Ibanez over to the spot, makes the catch. He can do anything now. He can tie his shoe and they'll cheer him.
There's a new hero in town. Oh, I love it. The thing about it is he is just one of the all-time good people too.
Yeah. I was walking with Chris Coase the other day. We were talking about it. I think we've mentioned this before. As Ryan Zimmerman will bat, he's got a couple home runs tonight.
And they're long ones. Off the bricks.
Yep.
And then into the second deck on that slider.
That's impressive. But about Ibanez, I said to Chris Coase, I said he's the Spanish Jim Thome. And he said, yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. It's like Dale Murphy. Those kind of guys they're too good to be true.
So here's Zimmerman. 2 homers tonight, 2 walks and a strikeout. And he takes one on the inside corner. A good spot at 97 miles an hour.
Playing a no doubles defense in the outfield, guarding the line at third with Phillies. See Phillies over on the line and deep in the outfield, prevent against an extra base hit.
Utley shaded toward the middle a little bit too. That one hit down the right field line. It's slicing foul and out of play.
This guy's scary right now, Zimmerman. He didn't hit that well, but the way the ball's flying tonight. Remember, Zimmerman hit a ball last year off Cole Hamels right down the line like this. It hooked around the pole and won that game 1-0. This one was foul almost all the way.
So 0-2. Good numbers against Matson, 7 for 15.
Matson wants to stay away from him. If he beats him, he's got to beat him the other way, which he can do. But you don't want to give him something to pull.
Change up here.
Well, cutter.
That one's hit towards center field. Victorino on the run, tracks it down, and they're 2 away.
Four-seam fastball in on him, and he still hammered it.
96 miles an hour. Ball hung up there for Victorino, and now instead of Adam Dunn, it is Justin Maxwell.
Yeah, and that was a correct move for Maniac. He had a 4-run lead with 6 outs to go, and he's looking for defense. He had to take Dunn out.
Sometimes this backfires. I mean, look at last year, all the times that Charlie Manuel took Pat Burrell out of the game, and people wondered, why.
Well, you're not supposed to blow a 4-run lead.
So Dunn looks on as Justin Maxwell, 3 for 7 this year, stands in. And he hits one in the air off the first base side. It's going to slice back into the seats. It's 0-1.
They're going to keep Phillies on the line for Maxwell. And still keep the outfielders deep. Now you see how deep they are to try and prevent extra base hits.
And he can run too. Hernandez not being held on. In the dirt, Marson keeps it in front.
Well, this is the one that Ryan wants. This is the hitter he wants. He does not want to deal with Dukes. There's Elijah.
Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Boy, his fastball is alive tonight.
That's a good one.
97 miles an hour.
I don't think he wants it middle in like that, though.
Nope. Matson trying to save it. Phillies have come back 2 different times. The 1-2 pitch from Matson. Swing and a miss. He got him. And with a night of offense and a night of long balls, the Phillies make a little history with 2 grand slams. And Ryan Matson picks up the save in place of Brad Lidge. Raul